I'm ready to go. I got my character sheet. I got my OneNote.
I do believe.
Got my dice.
I do believe, Ian, a character sheet is a requirement to play D&D.
What?
13.
According to Aiden.
13
Oh,
Well, I gotta add one more then.
Well,
Well-
let me fix that.
Yeah, that's what I wrote down on my sheet. So you know what? Congrats. If it was 12, it was 12. If it's 13.
I had 12 too.
I don't think 1 HP is going to save you guys. Oh, of course I say that, but there's like probably going to be a moment when everybody goes like, I have 1 HP. They'll be like, because
Yeah, what did you say? Sorry, Caroline. What did you say your con was?
16 plus 3.
18 plus 4. That's the only reason.
Jeez.
So, friends, last we described the collection of colorful individuals known as Algavat arrived within the Limehold garrison. Zessarin was approached by Ekrine Silent, a member from his past who, seemingly due to vacancies, has ascended faster through the ranks, achieving Prime Guard status rather quickly. After reporting to acting Commandant Bravan Kotsk and being assigned Prime Enmark and Prime Balan as escorts for their time in the garrison, they were allowed free roam of unrestricted areas of the garrison. Heading to the Allhammer's front and forge and the Limehold depot, they sourced a number of items, readying themselves for the journey ahead before discussing how to, and then finally engaging Goran Tink, an inventor of sorts, who created and maintains the device known as the Battelle Gondola, an implement used by the Breszi Empire which is tethered and descends into Middleswood, an establishment in the center of the Qatar Divide. After securing passage, they all boarded the gondola and made the descent into the Qatar Divide. Taking in the vista proper, they all laid eyes upon Quildeep, which even in the afternoon light twinkled in the distance in varying hues of color, most of them for the first time seeing this vista, but for Gardak, an internal reflection. Arriving finally at Middleswood and disembarking, they discovered the establishment to be seemingly left even more to its own devices than the places they visited in the northern Breszi Empire. Securing rooms in what can graciously be called an inn known as Bog's Rest, they spoke to locals about making the trek south through the Qatar Divide, learning of a local hermit who travelers have sought in the past as a guide. Naratai was the name of this supposed hermit. Intended to leverage Rox's skills to scout, get a sense of what dangers that lie in wait. Trekking out in the afternoon, Rox guided the party southward, and with the help of her animal ally, meeked out that decay led to the south. And although getting lost and later realizing it, verdant growth lay to the west. As the croaking and thudding of a looming, large entity emanated through the trees, some quick thinking by the party, and leveraging some of the items they had picked up from Genfield back in the Azure Grove, led them back along their previously traveled path, and to the return to Middleswood. Weighing their options, they opted to investigate this tale of this hermit Naratai. Following the guidance laid out by a local, Kaney, who had seemingly interfaced with this creature a few times, they soon came across their natural retreat, discovering that Naratai was a creature unlike any of them had seen. After pleading their case, and Naratai peering into their nature, the creature agreed to guide them, quote, not only where they want to go, but along the path on which they belong. But asked in kind for them to deal with a scourge that they could not, under threat of it consuming them, a perversion upon the nature nestled within this valley. Following this creature's lead northward, as the trees darkened and the environs became heavy with long-wrought pain, they soon arrived upon the site of a presumed impending conflict to deal with whatever scourge awaits. The six of you, now, peering ahead, and as you all step beyond Naratai, steel yourselves for whatever comes next. As you progress onward, casting a glance back, you can see the pure silver eyes of Naratai stepping backward, and as the form of this creature's back meets a tree, you can see what can only be described as a rift, an opening. Accept this form, and you lose sight of Naratai as it melds into this tree. So, the six of you seemingly battle ahead, straight in front of you. An unknown distance, but a certifiable and pretty much guaranteed quantity. I will give you guys the opportunity to prepare any pre-combat spells you would like, establish a marching order. For those of you, especially like Gardak, I will give you the leniency to change out your augment if you wanted to, or otherwise swap any short rest, or at this point, since you guys really haven't done anything this morning, long rest spells, if that's your prerogative. You are free to prepare for this however you choose.
Yeah, I think the only person that's cast a spell so far has been Maslin.
Yeah. Can I just get a recap of what exactly we see at this moment, though, ahead of us?
What you've seen up until this point as you followed Naratai was the darkening of the trees. There seems to be a decay, which is kind of in line with what was described, at least. The description wasn't... it was described only as a scourge, a pain, almost a disease upon a segment of the valley that Naratai is not capable of engaging, otherwise it would consume them. But what you've seen is, as you progress northward following Naratai, the vines still present, but less lush with life. The trees, branches sagging, and the swamp is as thick as it's ever been. I know that Drusk, I believe, in the past you've been casting a water walk on everybody, for the purposes of just making sure that you don't have to like circumvent puddles and other things. You can just walk across them. Have you done so now?
Yeah, I'll take the 10 minutes and do it.
Okay. I will let you know that the terrain is still considered difficult, although water walk makes it so that you don't have to worry about individual, it's a bog, so sometimes there's a sizable puddle that you don't know how deep it would be. So you're not tripping in any quicksand.
Woo!
I am going to activate my Cloak of Barkskin,
Okay.
but beyond that, I got nothing. We'll charge middle.
Okay. Setting yourself up
I'm
somewhere in
gonna
the middle.
keep my Terrorite augment,
Okay.
but I'll go through the front.
Is that surrender? Are you going to use the cloak too?
What did the cloak do? I need to...
You have the Cloak of
Grace
Nature's...
Rarity.
Yeah, you have the Cloak of Nature's Ward. You can cast Barkskin on yourself.
Oh, yeah, I still am using that. Why?
You can use it, is what Drusk is suggesting.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were like wondering if I'm still using it. I don't know. I guess I heard you right.
You have to activate the cloak, is the point. It doesn't give you a
Yeah.
base AC of Barkskin. You have to do it, I believe.
Yeah, I
it's-
know. Yeah, I gotta activate it using a spell slot. Yeah.
You do not have to use a spell slot for it.
I got these. It's a cantrip.
It is a magical item that can be activated.
Oh.
The cloak has one charge, and through the cloak you can cast the spell once per day.
Oh, check that out. Okay.
And it should last an hour.
Yep.
You are free to cast that on yourself if you choose. Just make sure you adjust your AC.
Well, if you guys are suggesting I should, or suggesting I should, damn, I will.
So, Maslin somewhere in the middle, Gardak at the front.
I'm up at the front too.
Okay. I'll let you guys, obviously when combat breaks out, I'll let you kind of more roughly define where you think you might have been. I'm just getting a general sense for
Front.
reasons. Yep.
So I guess we're heading forward.
To see the cause of the scourge.
Okay.
All right.
I will
I'll
place.
keep my eye out for anything that, I mean, the whole place looks unnatural, I guess, but anything that looks especially unnatural or that looks like it's coming at us.
For the sake of things, I will put Zessarin and Draku at the back. Drusk, you are behind Rox and Gardak.
Okay.
Sure, make a perception check.
Ah,
Whoops.
we have advantage on those.
Oh, you still have the Owl's Wisdom?
No, with a T. Advantage
yes.
on wisdom skill checks.
That is right. You are indeed.
27.
27. As you're kind of pressing in, this area of the swamp, although decayed, doesn't look necessarily any different in terms of layout. This land has been long warped by nature's growth. There are raises and depressions in height where you guess that trees have fallen, decayed, and then grass and moss have overtaken it, kind of forming a new part of the landscape. Rocks jutting out, puddles of water. At this moment, you see nothing particularly hostile, but you get the sense as you kind of press forward, each of you, taking step by step. Naratai led you to the very precipice of... There's a weight that's pressing down. You, especially, Drusk, connected to nature as you are, this is the site. So as you all kind of press in, I will go ahead and switch this. Oh my, wrong thing. As you all kind of press in, you can see a smattering of decayed trees in front of you. Each of them, strangely, when you watch Naratai disappear into the tree, the rift kind of closed and it seemed like the tree was unaffected otherwise. Each of these trees that you see in the area kind of has these rifts in them, scars, if you will. Especially with that perception check, you can easily see. And as you all kind of step forward, a tree just about in the center, a little bit off to the right of where you guys are stepping in, out of it you can see the rift kind of open, and stepping from it, a figure strangely looks the same as Naratai. The long, barken, almost horns, but there's a decay, and in the center of this creature you can see a golden chained element attached and affixed to the chest of this creature. And you can see the same scars, the same destroyed, warped nature. It's a perversion of the creature you just met. Or is it the same creature you just met? It's entirely unclear to you. But as it kind of raises its hand and starts twirling it to cast a spell, I need you all to roll initiative. So, give me 1 second while I put some of this together and place you guys about where you might be. If you have somewhere specific in mind, feel free to readjust. As you all pretty much would have an opportunity to be almost anywhere you might like. But for now, I will put you there unless you have an adjustment to make. Stepping out of this tree, you can see this creature with its golden chrysaeus running down the front. And as it kind of gestures, you can see movement in the vines surrounding, movement in some of the foliage, what little exists. Okay, initiative. I'm going to need 25 to 20. 15 to 20.
19.
19 for rocks. What did we say? Someone else? Sorry.
15 for me. For
15. Zessarin. Okay, nice. 10 to 15.
14.
Where were you at, Draku?
18.
Okay. You said 14, Mazin?
Yep.
10 to 5?
6.
8.
Okay. 6 for Gardak. My handwriting is exceptionally terrible today. Of course. Okay. Okay, so at the moment, the only creature you can eminently see is the one before you. And seeing as how she is up first, as we are going into this, Rox, you're on deck, by the way.
Got it?
Yeah. Let me look this spell up. This might not be a good. Well, no, she wouldn't. She wouldn't be willing to do that. Rox, what is your AC?
16.
Spell. I forgot how to read a stat block. It's incredible. Okay. So that's a 23 to hit on the first one. And a 15 to hit on the second, so it doesn't. Gardak, by the way, you keep in mind, I'm no longer going to call out when you can do protection. You're going to have to pay attention. So, as she kind of twists her hand, getting ready to cast this spell, Rox, you dropping down into a battle formation, you see two bolts shoot out. Somewhat similar to what you see Draku do every once in a while, as you only take 8 points of force damage. And as she does, you can see, unlike Naratai, whose facial expression really hasn't changed much, if at all, you can see a kind of a smile as she steps back into this tree and is more or less not on the battlefield at the moment. That brings us to Rox, your go.
So I don't see any sort of a threat anywhere at all.
At this moment, you do not. However, there was shifting in the foliage. If you wanted to run over there, you might discover what, if anything, lies in wait for you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna rage, and I
Right.
guess I will go over to where I saw the rustling in the foliage.
Okay. There was one a bit off to the right and one a bit off to the left. Which one are you heading for?
Whichever one's closer.
We'll say, based on the initiative that they're in, yeah. You would find. Just kind of run over and make a perception check for me.
Yikes. Five.
Okay. Okay, you still see it. As now you see hunched low over this pile of rocks, or logs, and fallen and decayed trees in front of you. You see hunched over this strange creature. Now let me pull up the picture because it's fun. It's almost like a feline hound. It kind of looks like a canine of sorts. But on the tail of it, it stretches up and over, and it comes to this barb that is almost glowing in purple energy. That was about 20 feet of your movement if I counted right. Did you want to close and get into melee with it?
Can I?
You
Do I have enough?
could, theoretically.
Sure.
Just jumping
yeah,
over the
please.
logs.
Is
Why
the
not?
ground still difficult terrain?
Oh, yeah. Good point. I'll let that
Oh.
one slide. We'll say you can make it into combat range, but good point.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, if you wanted to, because that's my B, you could. So you want to get up
Okay.
on it?
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
Sure. You are more or less up on it, we'll say.
I have an inspiration point, so instead of doing reckless, can I use that?
You can, if you want.
Awesome.
Roll with advantage. I'm assuming you're using your axe.
Yes, please.
Got it.
That will be a 27.
Well, 27 definitely hits.
And it is 13 points of damage.
Okay. As you kind of run up and you lay into this creature. There's not a verbal response from this creature, and as you look, it as well is scarred. It looks like it's seen battle of some form in the past. And as you go to strike out at it, it kind of dodges you, but you manage to land a hit, and you can tell that this creature's quick on its feet. You manage to land a substantial blow, but it doesn't seem at all phased. It's ready for a fight. That ends your go, I trust.
I've got one more.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I forgot. You have 2 attacks.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do reckless.
Okay.
That's a 26.
26 definitely hits.
Yikes. That's 8.
8 points of damage?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I believe that ends your turn, if I can
That
be
does.
correct. Okay. Draku, Zessarin on deck.
All right, I'm gonna hide behind that object in front of me, but on the left side.
There?
Yeah, can I see
Is
that
your-
enemy?
Is your imp accompanying you?
No, I'm probably gonna leave him in the bag.
Okay. I would say you can see the enemy, however, with the kind of change in elevation here and behind those logs, it would probably have half cover from you.
All right, yeah.
As it is a low quadruped, it's more of a canine, not a standing humanoid.
I got you. Yeah, I'll just at this moment I'll just throw an Eldritch Blast at him.
Okay. Go and roll a hit. While I try to find out what cover grants this thing.
+2.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So non-natural 20.
That still hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Awesome. 12.
12 points of damage?
Yes.
Nice. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong number. 32. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Is
done.
that the end of your go? You don't want to
the
drop.
second beam.
Yeah, you
What?
do have. You should have a second Eldritch Blast beam.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
You should have
I
a
got
count
that.
of 2 by now, I think.
Yeah, it should be 2. The other one's 14 to hit.
14 unfortunately does not hit.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. You didn't want a bonus action hex or do anything crazy with that?
All right, now
Okay.
let's go.
That ends your go and brings us to Zessarin. Maslin, you're on deck after an enemy.
Alrighty. Let's see what we. Yeah. I'm going to move to the left by the tree, the first tree. What's this one?
Okay. Okay. Moving over into the cover to the tree, you kind of like putting your back against it for a moment. You're getting ready to do.
Let's see here. I'm gonna try a firebolt at that creature right in front up there.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the hit. It does still have half cover from you in its current position. Because it is a canine that is kind of low to the ground.
25.
25?
Since I'm evocation, can't I bite it or whatever?
No, if you had Spell Sniper as a feat, you would ignore cover.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, this isn't like Magic Missile, where Magic Missile would find its way over the cover just because you can see the creature. The way that Firebolt, I mean, realistically, you would think you could. So good question, but according to game rules, no.
Okay.
But you still
Yeah,
hit with a
that's all.
25.
Yeah, all right. That's good.
So go ahead and roll your damage.
Waters here. See what have nature and fire. Oh wait. 2d10.
Should be 2D. Yeah, I believe so. Because your cantrip's upgraded at 5.
Yep.
Neat.
11.
11 points of damage. Nice. So as you kind of run up, muttering a few arcane words underneath your breath, and just aiming it just so, trying not to hit rocks in the back, and it's a tight shot, but you hurl the firebolt, and it seems to strike as you kind of watch as the creature still not vocalizing any sort of reactions, not a growl or anything of that nature, kind of lurches from the hit, and you can see the fire kind of still attached to its skin as it finally dissipates. Do you want a bonus action, anything, or are you good where you're at?
No, but do I see this creature as like a wooded thing? Is that what you said? Like it's more like it's got like
The
wood
the
on it?
one that melded back into the tree seems to be of similar but perversed nature to
Okay.
Naratai.
And then
whereas
this thing is just like a morphed wolf.
This is another perversion of a creature. You're not entirely certain what it is.
Okay.
It does not seem wooden in nature, I suppose, if that helps answer your question.
Yeah, like I don't see like wood or anything. All right, that's fine. And my turn.
Okay. That brings us to the only creature on the field at the moment's turn, as its allies are abandoning it. Yeah, it's gonna go in on a one person in front of it. I need. Wow, that's crazy range. Rox, I hope a 22 would hit you.
It sure does.
Okay.
God bless my 22 AC already.
You end up suffering 13 points of psychic damage as you watch as the creature kind of backing up from you just ever so slightly. This tail with the purple moat on top of it kind of whips around, and as it does, it shoots this strangely colored bolt at you, striking you in the center of the chest, and you feel your nervous system almost shocked as it reaches up to your skull.
Raises it that psychic, right?
Yeah, that was not fun. And it is going to make its additionally 2 claw attacks against you.
Ooh.
One is a 12. Oh, wait, you went reckless. I should probably roll with advantage. It's even worse. So one's a 12. I trust that doesn't hit.
Nope.
And the second one... Probably don't need... Well, let's just see if it crits. Nope. Second one is a 22 to hit. Well, another 22 to hit.
Yep.
The claw only doing 3 points of force damage. As you can see, this creature kind of wreathed in magical energy. It's not physically striking you, but instead it swats at the air, and out of it comes these almost waves of, well, air that almost act like blades and strike you in the chest, causing a bit more force damage.
Do you want me to do 1 or 2 with that?
2. We level up, or we round up, I believe. We level up here too, if you really want to. Okay, Maslin.
I would like to take 3 steps to my character's right. No, 2 steps, sorry.
Okay.
And then 3 steps forward.
Okay.
And I believe I'm in line of sight of the creature, correct? The
You
only
are.
one to know.
You
Okay, I'd like to cast it insinuation against it, so it needs a wisdom save of 15.
Okay. That was the wrong stat block. Yeah. Wisdom save 15, you said? Ooh. 14.
It is incapacitated.
Okay. And so it is.
That's gonna be the end of my turn.
Okay. That ends your go, I trust, and Drusk. Gardak after an enemy. Or Gardak, you are up, sorry. On decks. What am I saying?
I'd like to kind of scramble up those logs to Maslin's right,
Sure.
getting down on all fours, lizard style.
You want to be on top, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put me in the open, baby.
We'll just say you're on top.
That's fair.
I don't have stuff for your minis to balance on.
That's fair. Do I see anything else on the battlefield?
Now that you've come out to the right, make a perception check for me.
Natural 20, so 28.
Okay. What you do see kind of coming up over what appears to be a hill, and now at almost the same moment as it's about to have its turn anyway, we'll just say it's for fun and Flair, as it kind of comes up over the side of, oh, well, that's wonderfully not in frame, as it kind of comes up over the side of the hill that kind of formed here and stands kind of tall and proud on top. You can see what appears to be a humanoid-ish creature that kind of, its arms are so long that it rests almost like a gorilla of a form, and this long, almost dog-like face comes down into a row of just teeth. You're not entirely certain what this creature is. You recognize it as a perversion of nature, somehow. However, you do
Dope.
see it.
Dope. I'll pick the middle point between the two of them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Plant Growth.
Okay. What does that spell do?
100-foot radius centered from there makes everything 4 times difficult terrain. So you have to use 4 feet to go 1 foot.
For yourself and your allies, or
Everyone.
okay?
So
Right.
everything in
Seeing
there
as
can,
how-
so a 30-foot movement would get you what, 7.5?
Yeah, we'll say it's tentatively 5 or 10. I'll make you roll something for it, just depending. Okay, that was interesting.
Yes.
Seeing as how I haven't really been keeping track of difficult terrain anyway, we will say that now with you kind of spiking all of this plant growth in the area, you can see the vines, in a strange way, restored to life in a sudden shock, and the trees around as well. It's an interesting reaction, but you can see nature immediately takes to defending itself. Vines start whipping at your guys' boots, but as you look over, you recognize this is Drusk doing this. You could be okay. It's not a big deal, right? Like, it's no big deal. Okay, that ends your go, or did you want a bonus action?
Bonus action Magic Stone.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, you just kind of swirl a bunch of magic stones in your hand. That brings us to Gardak with an enemy on deck. Well, 2 enemies on deck.
All right. I guess can I move far enough to be able to get the one on the right in line of sight?
Make me a athletics check, unless you want to
Oh,
flare for something
sorry.
else.
Sorry.
What?
If you'll allow me, because I can undo any area within there. I would have done probably like the area directly around us.
So you can choose a certain area that isn't affected within the radius?
You can exclude 1 or more areas of any size within the spell's area from being affected.
So where would you
Damn.
like it?
Let's say just like the rough, like a rough blob around us, probably about 10 foot, like a 10-foot range around us.
We'll say you're kind of drawing a line in the sand.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll take that. Yeah. Everything behind, yeah, and then obviously it would go behind us because it's a 100-foot radius. But yeah, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I didn't even know that was part of the spell. So good on you. Yeah, Gardak, you totally can because there's not crazy vegetation everywhere. It is still difficult terrain, but you can move 15 and get it in sight.
All right. So I guess
15 will get you there.
first attack crossbow.
Go for it.
Big 8. Okay.
I am sending you new dice. I swanned Johnson. Second
Okay, I
attack.
get another attack.
Yeah.
All right. That's a 1.
Bonus action.
Oh, hey, Gardak, you just getting here?
Cry.
Okay. You watch as Gardak kind of comes up, dealing with all the plants, which kind of, as Drusk swirls his hand, you can see they kind of clear right as Gardak's running up. And he's a little distracted, and he tries to set his crossbow on sights and fire off 2 bolts. Quick reloading. Unfortunately, the creature sees them incoming and kind of gets the
Creature
darts out
ain't
of the way.
seen nothing. He incapacitated.
You were shooting at the
the
one.
other one.
Yeah, she was shooting at the other one.
Oh,
So.
I'm sorry.
Geez, what am I doing? Oh yeah, it is now the creature's turn, who was not expecting you to make it so that he can hardly fucking move. Does that cover the ground? Is a question I have to ask. Is it just the ground? It'd be a 100-foot radius, so like even trees would be that way. You'd think, right?
It just says plants.
Well, plants are trees, so
All
yeah.
normal plants.
Yeah, I mean, it has more movement than a standard humanoid, so we'll say it gets there, because it really, realistically, can only move like 10 feet anyway. That's its turn. Yeah,
Cool.
like, yeah, that's its whole turn. Okay. That was neat.
Oh,
Okay.
same.
That brings us back up to the top, and to, as you see, Drusk, as soon as you're done sweeping away all this vegetation, and you're kind of rechecking your right, you can see, just kind of melding out of the tree here, the creature yet returns. And as they do, they kind of, you can see them push their hand into the ground, and it almost pulsates. I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Fifteen.
17.
Got myself a good old nat 20 on that one.
15.
12.
16.
Everybody but Rox succeeds. As you each take... Oh boy, I'm not really sure I want to roll all this. Okay. So 14. 19 points of necrotic damage. Halved for you, Rox, even though you did not... Or, I'm sorry, it's 8 points for you all who succeeded. It's 8 points for everybody, because Rox just resisted because of rage. Neat.
You said 19?
I said 19, but halved is 8, because you guys all succeeded except for Rox. She resisted because she's badass.
Half would be 10.
Sure, yeah, because we round up. This is what I get for playing too much D&D. Playing like 4 other games where we round down. Okay, well, that ends her go. She's actually going to stay out. And that brings us to Rox. Back up to you. Creature next
What
to
do
you is
think
incapacitated.
mean for that creature?
Oh, you know, I'll just give it a look here in the bookie. Incapacitated. Can't take actions or reactions. It is not.
Okay,
It is not paralyzed of any nature. It just cannot take actions or reactions. When does that spell end, Maslin?
A while.
Need a better answer than that.
It's a concentration spell for 1 minute, so.
Okay. Well, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw because you were just damaged.
Oh, you're right. Oh, that's a fail.
Okay. Then it is not even incapacitated. You watch as it kind of regains its faculties. Rocks.
Okie doke. Well, I'm gonna swing at it either way.
Go for it.
Reckless.
Okay. You got it.
I think that hits. I think I rolled an 18 before. Yeah, 26.
That hits.
15.
15.
Damage.
15. Oh, 15 points of damage. Yeah. I thought you were rolling both attacks. Gotcha.
Nope. Second attack. 21.
That hits.
Damage.
Okay. So you kind of swipe in with your great axe twice. It's taking these hits. It's looking tough. I mean, you're putting damage onto it. You can tell that you're wearing and tearing away at it. You can also now begin to see the muscles of this creature. Whatever it once was has been recreated for the purposes of battle, seemingly. So it's a hardy creature. But you have taken a chunk out of it. Brings us to Draku, Zesserin on deck.
Can I see that enemy on the right side?
Yeah, you can probably see him. You'd probably have to jump up on the rock here. But you can
Sure.
obviously jump back down if you wanted. But yeah, with the with that elevation, you could easily see it. Or were you talking about the lady standing at the tree? Sorry.
See, I didn't even realize that either. For somebody at the tree?
Yep. She just melded out of the tree, by all accounts. And then you were hit with a wave of necrotic energy.
Okay, I think I see what you're talking about. Sure. Yeah, I'll hex her, and then I'll hit her with an Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Hitting her with a hex. Nice. Go for it.
First roll is 15.
15 unfortunately does not hit.
And then
You watch as she kind of like dives out of the way.
Second roll is 18 plus 7 is 25.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much that could miss it.
12.
Okay. 12. Nice. So as you kind of reach out and fire off 2 bolts, it dodges one, but you catch it with the second.
Roll the freaking hex.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget your hex damage.
Alright, another 2.
Okay. Got it. Nicely done. As you kind of catch it when it's in the middle of its dodge with a second bolt, and you can see your energy that you kind of reaved around it seems to have taken full effect. You are hexing her somehow. Bonk. Okay. That ends your go.
Yeah.
Zesserin, you are up. Creatures assail your friends.
Am I in cover up there?
Oh, I can have you jump back down if you wanted to be.
Yeah, that's fine. Let me just jump right now.
Sure. I shouldn't have even moved you for the purposes of that.
No, it's fine.
Zesserin.
All right. I am going to move a bit south so I can be in range of that big woody creature.
Okay. Is south which way?
South is like down. Yeah. Yeah. Down.
Okay. We'll say put you there.
Yeah.
Cool terrain still.
Yeah, I kind of gave up on that. I'll have to just do better next time.
I am going to do. Yeah, screw it. I'm going to cast a fireball. Level 3.
Okay. Where are you casting it?
At that guy.
Okay.
At the big tree figure thing.
What is the radius of fireball?
Power tie?
20 feet.
20 feet? Okay.
Yep. Range is 150.
Spell sculpt it.
Dex
Yeah,
save?
I'm going to sculpt it so it just like beams him.
I kind of assumed you would. It would be really saboteur if you didn't.
Yeah.
Well, she succeeds with a 19, I imagine. And the
Yeah.
creature that is also in the blast range fails. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. Yeah.
She takes half, but the creature in the back, which is within 20 feet of her, the target,
Okay.
gets hit by the fireball as well.
39 points to damage.
Okay.
Full damage.
Goodness. Okay. That was a hell of a fireball.
Testing out on these wood creatures.
Okay. Is that all you got? Do you want to do something else?
Nope, that's all I got.
Okay. As you all watch as Zesserin kind of skirting the back line, slaps his hands together, and out of it just shoots a small little mote of light, and as it impacts her in the chest, with all the verdant green that Drusk has grown as well, just erupts into an absolute hellblaze. But you can see as he twists his hand, Drusk, you are safely out of the effect of this, as it almost only explodes outward. Seems to have done a sizable chunk to each of them.
Fireball.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Yep.
Okay. That ends your go, I trust.
That is
Brings us
my end.
to creature's turn over there, which Rox is assailing. Who is going to do the only thing it can do. It's going to try to reach out to you and hit you with another Mind Bolt. Rox. That is a 26 to hit.
Yep.
Where's my... I'm always looking for dice in this dice tray. I don't understand. 21 points of psychic damage.
Very concerned.
Ooh.
As it goes to swipe in again with its 2 claws, which are not nearly as good as its Mind Bolt. Misses.
It has advantage.
Oh, yeah. Nope, still misses on the first. Does an 18 hit you?
It does.
Okay. Apparently an 18 hits you. I guess I am too used to the other campaign. As you suffer only an additional... Yeah. 4 points of force damage. Neat. Half to 2, I imagine.
Okay.
However, that is all it can do, and it dare not move away from you. So, it's hanging out. It's no longer incapacitated, though. Okay. That ends its go. Maslin, you are up. Drusk on deck.
I'm gonna take 15 feet behind myself,
Okay.
and I'm gonna cast. Yeah, screw it. Well, hold on. Can I make a probably perception, but whatever you want to call it? Can I see if the fire damage from that fireball looks like it's doing anything extraordinary, or is it just like normal fire damage?
To the lady or to the beast?
To the lady, right? The Naratai doppelganger is what I'm looking
Whatever
at.
it may be, yes. Sure, make a perception check.
Alright, it's an 18 plus something.
You see it taking the damage in stride, but it's not necessarily overly affected by this. The external nature of this creature might be only a facsimile in appearance, but the inside is... What drives this creature is no longer... You can all just sense it's obviously a perversion of some form.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb, level 3. I'm gonna use acid damage.
Okay.
Ooh, hell yeah, it's a 19 plus 7.
That hits.
So,
Roll your damage.
alright. Oof. Oh, not so good. (26) acid damage.
26.
Yeah, those are 2 6s at the end there.
Oh, I'm
thank
sorry
God.
that's not so good for you, but that's pretty substantial for a Chromatic Orb. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as you kind of reach out and focus this light as it shoots through and you blast the creature, kind of hitting it in its hip area, you can see a large part of its form seemingly burning with this acidic nature. It's a tough beast, though. It was a solid hit. Got anything else?
No.
Drusk, you are up, and I will say for the sake of clarity, this creature is technically 5 feet away from you. The base is a little bit bigger than the grid.
No,
Or
that's-
it is technically 10 feet. There's a 5 foot gap, sorry.
Yeah, because I'm up on the log still, so.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too.
I'll take my 15 feet as close as I can get to the creature Rox is fighting.
Okay. Well, I'd say if you can jump, you can certainly make it a little bit further.
Yeah, I'll get down on all fours and I will...
Scrabble down the log.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get to just about the edge of the craziness growth. Are you going into all the craziness growth, or are you sticking there?
Not dope. I'll stay right there.
Okay.
I'll cast Acid Arrow at the creature Rox is fighting.
Okay, go for it.
27.
27 does hit.
Awesome. 10 points of acid damage.
Okay.
And at the top of its turn, it will take... Or sorry, at the end of its turn, it will take an additional 3.
Okay. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Sure. 5. Wait, 6.
6 is a failure. So you watch as you go to cast the spell. It's currently preoccupied with rocks, and you can see it's kind of there. But as you begin to conjure up an acid arrow and kind of run your hand down your arm and getting ready to release it, as soon as you do, you recognize that this tail of this creature just immediately snaps towards the impending spell. And as you kind of hit it, it sucks it in, and then the tail whips and throws it back at you. You take 5 points of acid damage, and you will take 1 at the top of your turn. I'm having it use the 2. Or at the end of your turn. As it seems to have absorbed...
My turn.
As it seems to have absorbed and then thrown your spell back at you to a small degree.
Did it even take any damage?
Yes, it did. It did take damage from it, but it kind of like absorbed the spell and fired a lesser version back at you.
Gotcha. Just wanted to make sure I didn't waste that.
Nope.
Cool. Yeah, that's my go.
Okay. That ends your go. And brings us to... I almost said the name of this creature, but I won't. Gardak with an enemy on deck. 2 enemies, actually.
Alright, Gardak's gonna try his crossbow again, I guess.
Go for it.
Not really trying to get up on it.
Who we targeted?
The one with rocks.
Okay. Gotcha.
Alright. Alright. 23.
That hits.
Yeah, okay. So that's a big, for fuck's sake, 2 points. And then
Right.
Doing a great job.
Gardak, what the fuck?
I'm trying.
Second attack?
Second attack, same thing.
Okay.
That is tragically an 11. So.
11 unfortunately does not hit.
All
As you
right.
kind of move forward, turning your sights to the left, you fire off 2 arrows. You can see the creature's cook on its feet as you embed one into its side almost. It shifts its focus for a moment away from rocks and manages to dodge out of the way of the second arrow, not leaving Rox's melee range. Seems to be capable of handling a few opponents at once. That ends your go, I trust?
I want to get as close to her as possible.
Okay. To her? The creature that's out of the tree?
Rocks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can only get about 5 feet in. As this verdant growth begins to, the vines and everything else, you're kind of struggling your way through. Yeah, about as far as you can
like that.
It do be when your druid makes the whole grove back the way it was, or the whole swamp back the way it was.
It is not concentration. It just exists like that.
Yeah, I know. That's what's crazy.
I cannot undo it either.
That's funny. Okay, that ends your go and brings us to this one over here, who I forgot to make dash last time, but that's its whole turn. As it is able to move 15 feet. Okay. That was a well-played spell, honestly. That brings us to the lady emerging from Dejui, who is going to... Oh. What's the range of... Who is going to move a little bit up. And as you watch, she kind of twists her hand. I need to figure out how this works because I honestly don't know. Hey, hey, Draku, does Hex just happen?
Yeah.
Okay. She is going to cast Hex on you, Rox, as you are now hexed. And as her action, she's going to release... Yeah, some more of those good old-fashioned Eldritch Blasts.
Doesn't Hex also give them disadvantage on one ability check of your choice?
We'll say it's strength, and you make straight strength rolls. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, unless you want to roll some athletics and do some crazy stuff, you'll be fine. It's not on your saving throws though; it's just on your ability checks. Yeah, and it's gonna send out.
Give her a disadvantage on Constitution.
Yeah, you can give her Constitution ability checks, not a saving throw.
Sure. Okay.
Like you choose an ability to hurt. There isn't really many. I don't think there's any concentration or Constitution ability checks.
Yeah, I was thinking of it right. Okay.
You can give her disadvantage on anything you want though. It's just ability checks though. It's not saving throws. So like you could hurt like athletics with strength. You could hurt acrobatics with dex. If for some reason I make her roll one.
Sure. I'll do dex.
Okay. Very well. I will actually notate that so I don't fucking forget. Because right there is a thing.
I honestly forgot I could do that.
Yep. It's part of Hex. I was shooting Eldritch Blast. I was going to hit Maslin, but guess who stepped away? I guess it's an easy way to get me to not shoot at you because I'm not going to wait for him to get back.
I'm ready.
Oh, okay. Well, I trust a... It's a 17 plus things is going to hit you.
17 plus how much exactly?
Well, it's a 17 plus 7, so
It hits, yeah.
yeah. The second beam striking out at you as well is 22.
They both hit.
As you suffer 11 points of force damage. As she kind of reaches out and casts Hex on rocks, you can see her other arm as she kind of flails it. Familiar bolts kind of streak out in these green energy. Both of them hitting you, Maslin, and you realize now, yeah, you're in the firing line when it comes to her anyway. Anyway, that ends her go and brings us to rocks. Draco on deck.
Okay.
You gonna keep wailing?
Pardon?
You gonna keep wailing?
I guess so. And if I do reckless, then I'm a straight roll, right? Or no?
Hex does not.
Yeah, you don't have disadvantage.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hex doesn't have. It's just ability checks, not attack rolls or saving throws.
Yeah,
I
it
thought-
would only be your like athletics if I made you roll an athletics check.
Got it. Okay, reckless then. 27.
27 hits.
13 damage.
Okay, nice.
One more. 22.
4.
24.
24 hits.
12.
Okay, nice. Why am I holding my pen? As you kind of go out with your great axe again, you can see your hits are now tearing away at its form. It's not looking good. As you continue to chip away at it. You didn't want to move or anything, I trust.
Nope, I guess I'm staying there.
Draku, Zesserin on deck.
How bad does that creature look that she's attacking?
Looks unwell. She's taking it below half, it looks like.
All right, let me. When I get back up on that rock, what is my sight on that creature? Does it get better or is it just the same?
The one that Rox is fighting?
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, I'll let you climb to the very top of the rock, and I'll say it has no cover from you.
Sure. And
Okay.
then I'll move my hex over to it, and then I'll hit it with Eldritch Blast.
Go for it.
DM, can I say that I took a potion of healing as a bonus action?
You can.
Thank you.
It's
All
not,
right,
not
natural
illegal.
20 for the first one,
Okay, nice.
and natural 1 for the second one.
Well, you made up for it.
I did.
You're
So,
allowed to
I
miss if you double hit.
Right?
You
I
what?
don't double the hex damage, right?
No. Well,
Okay.
the hex
All
is a
dice
damage.
double.
Yeah, the hex is a damage dice, so it would be.
Okay, and I only double dice, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so
Probably should get ready to subtract some substantial health from this thing. I mean,
Ooh.
Rox is doing
Yeah,
substantial damage.
26.
Oh my god. I am suddenly very glad you didn't hit with a second one. So as you kind of climb up onto the top of this rock, getting ready, as you kind of look over, you throw 2 Eldritch Blasts down as you kind of twist your hand to apply the hex to it at the same time. You can see one kind of scatters and skips off the rock in front of it, or the logs in front of it, unfortunately, as you were too afraid to hit rocks, but the second one lands straight and true, almost blasting it straight in the face, and you watch this dark energy as it kind of courses and ripples down its body. Good hit. Does that end your go?
How do we get off the rock?
Sure. We'll say you jump back down.
Do a
Okay.
360. Let's go one of these days.
Something like that. Okay. That ends your go. Brings us to Zesserin with Maslin on deck after an opponent.
Okay. Want to keep working on this big tree thingy.
Go for it.
I'm going to use a level 2 Scorching Ray.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to with. I rolled a 1.
Well, your first beam misses.
Oh yeah, straight I get to use my other beams. 17.
17 does hit.
15.
15 unfortunately does not.
So I got one good one.
By all appearances, yes. I believe it's 2d6, but you obviously can tell better than me.
It's 2d6. 8.
Very well. 8. Nice. You know what we say about damage in my game, anyway. Yeah. As you kind of fire out these 3 beams of fire, you can see like she's not even really hidden behind the rocks, so you don't have a hard time lining up your shots. However, almost as you're firing these, she dodges left and then right. Quicker on her feet than you would give her credit for, being seemingly made out of bark with a strange device on its chest. I don't know. Okay. Did you want to move, or are you ending your turn there?
End my turn there, yeah.
Okay. Brings us to the one that has been locked in melee with rocks the whole fucking time. Is probably going to... Oh, it's going to shake things up. As the tail kind of whips, Drusk coming at you seems to be whatever's been attacking rocks for this time being. That is a 19 to hit.
19 is my AC.
Okay. You suffer. Oh, okay. Well, that made up for it. 22 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And since it's in melee with you and that's all it can do, it's going to take 2 swipes at you, rocks, at advantage, because you went reckless, I believe.
Yes.
The first one is a 19 plus 9 to hit, so I'm assuming 28 hits.
Yep.
And the second one is a 24 to hit.
Yes.
As you suffer... Okay. 8 points of force damage reduced to 4.
Got it.
Because you're raging. And that is its go. Bringing it now to Maslin with Drusk on deck.
Alright, so at the... I'm sorry. Nurtai, right?
Sure. We'll call it that.
At the Nurtai Doppelganger, I'm going to cast Shatter. At
Okay.
level 2.
Go for it.
Right, yeah, level 2. And it needs to have a con save of 15, but I'm going to use a portents of 12 to replace that.
Okay.
So it's going to suffer.
Gonna suffer.
It still doesn't make the DC even with what it adds, so you're lucky on the portents there.
21 points of sonic damage.
Thunder, but yeah. Okay.
Are there any unusual effects of this spell that I don't perceive as being normal?
It seems to take, as far as damage is concerned, it seems to take effect. As you kind of pull out this chip of Mika and you throw it, it kind of impacts at her feet, and you kind of, she like looks down, and all of a sudden, as you kind of twist your hand and complete the incantation, this large thunderous boom cracks. The tree next to her and the rock beside her gets scattered in various places, and you see she takes another chunk out of her. Her form is like her little feline friend over there, seems to be failing of the form. You are putting on damage as you would expect.
I'm going to take 10 feet backwards now in my turn.
Okay. I suppose you think that'll save you. Drusk, you are up. Gardak on deck.
Yeah. Sorry, it being more hurt than I thought changed my mind. Bonus action magic stone. I'm gonna chuck it at the one Rox is fighting.
Okay. What is magic stone? It's a cantrip, or yeah. Okay.
It's literally a stone that I throw.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm just not sure whether or not it can absorb this spell, because it's not really. You're throwing a stone. It can't really. Anyway.
Yeah, the spell itself is to imbue magic in the stone.
Whatever. Roll your attack.
It's 12. It doesn't hit.
Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit. I wouldn't have it reverse it anyway because it's just a stone flying at it. I'm not sure how I would rule that one. Okay. Did you want to move? Or are you sticking where you're at?
I'll come 15 feet south towards everyone else.
Okay. Get you about there. If that's where you want to be. That ends your go. Gardeck. Enemies on deck. Rocks, you're at the top after that.
Okie doke.
All right. Fuck. I guess I'll use my crossbow against the one that's engaged with rocks.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
We will see, I'm sure.
Uh, 13.
13, unfortunately does not hit.
All right, second one. Oh, that's a nat 20.
Hey, there you go. That makes up for the miss.
Does it?
Mathematically, maybe.
All right. 7 doubled, so 15.
Oof. Okay. It's not looking good for this boy over here. As you kind of shoot out again, you can see it dodges your first shot. However, in the middle of its dodge, you fire your second, and it kind of embeds itself almost where the front leg meets the rest of its body. It is not looking very good. It is going to be a shame when Rox's turn comes up. That ends your go, I trust?
It's more than 20 feet from me, right?
Yeah. Well, that depends. Do you want to move?
I can, yeah, if I can move to be within 20 feet so I can use my bonus action.
Sure. It's kind of strange letting you crossbow and shield at the same time, but fuck it. What do I care? Go for it.
Yeet. Yeah, it's a 13, so.
I'm literally gonna buy you new dice. I don't understand.
I have so many. I have so many dice.
You roll fine.
I use them all.
You roll fine in the other game. You just don't roll good when you're
No,
playing.
I don't.
Well, you somewhat do. You roll
What
better.
universe you're living in?
You roll better in the motherfucking game. That's for goddamn sure. Or maybe you just have more to add.
Stuff
I don't
to
know.
add to it. Yeah.
Well, that brings us to this boy's turn, who's fucking stuck in green hell. So I was gonna do it for you guys. I'll do it for this thing too. Okay. Nope. Yep. It's right where it's at. That's all I can do. That ends its go, and brings us to her turn. Who? Yeah. Just gonna shift about to there. And you see, as familiar as last time, she pushes her hand into the ground. I need everybody except for Rox to make a Constitution saving throw.
That she's casting?
She is casting a spell.
Can I cast, wow. Counterspell?
You could. What level is your counterspell?
3.
Okay, you're gonna have to roll for it, I believe. The DC, Zach, remind me, would be 10 plus the spells
10
level?
10 plus the spells level, and then he rolls a d20 and just adds his spell casting modifier,
Yep.
so whatever his charisma bonus is.
Sure, I'll try. So, 20 plus, or my d20 plus 4?
Yeah.
That's my
It would be.
Alright. Shit, 22.
Okay. Yeah, as she goes to pump this energy into the ground. Last time you all were hit with a wave of necrosis. However, Draku, kind of getting a sightline on this, extends his hand and almost ripping it from her as the spell is taken. And you hear from the back, most of you for the first time, the battle is raging, but Draku, you know your imp just laughed.
Yeah, fuck
What?
yeah.
Oh, you laughed?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You did good, brother. Thank you.
Yep. That was well done. Oh, yeah. Hang on. I almost forgot. Let me see how this works. Hang on. Yeah. Roxanne, you make a charisma saving throw.
Charisma?
Yes.
Weird.
Oh, wow. Well, I rolled the 10, so that's a 9.
Okay. As you felt this energy that she wreathed you in, this hex of a form, you've seen Draku do it before. This one's different. As she kind of almost holds her hand out like a puppeteer, and you feel in your mind a desire, and you can't evade it, as it forces you to move 30 feet, even in this difficult terrain, away from the creature. Which literally makes you move 5, because of this.
She's got 40-foot movement, so...
Okay, it makes you move 10. As you move away, however, it is going to take an attack of opportunity on you.
All right.
With it's able to bite for the first time because it's not using a mind bolt. That is a 24 to hit.
Yep.
As it finally. Ooh. 14 points of piercing damage, reduced to 7.
Nice.
Because you're raging. And only 2 points of force damage. So 8 total for you.
Got it.
That is its reaction.
Okay.
Okay. That ends your go, or sorry, her go, and brings us to you, Rox. Moving 10 feet back.
So, I'm out of melee with it, right?
You are currently, yes.
And who else is up there with it?
Gardak is getting close, but you can see all these vines kind of whipping at his boots. He's not as quick as you're not as quick anymore either.
And I can't get any closer to it, I would imagine.
You can move 10 feet and be back in melee with it. She forced you to move 30 feet. Well, actually, she forced you to move 30 feet.
It wasn't like... Oh, okay. Yeah.
She forced you to move 30 feet, so you actually did only move 5, because she can't force you to move your... Says it uses your reaction to move 30 feet, but whatever. It forced you to move 30 feet, so it made you move 5. But you have 40 feet of movement.
I'll get back up there, please.
Okay. So you are. Back in melee.
Okie dokie, I'm gonna whack recklessly.
Go for it.
Gots to whack.
24.
24 hits.
15.
Oof. Okay. Second attack.
Oh, ouchie. 13, sorry.
13 unfortunately does not hit.
Okay.
As you kind of swipe out twice with your great axe, landing a solid blow. You see this creature doing exceptionally not well, and you get a little overeager and going for a second attack, and its tail just kind of whips, and this force kind of puts your great axe just barely off course, and you kind of strike the ground, ripping it back up and out. That ends your go, I believe. Draku, you're up.
So that that creature is still over there.
Still over there, looking not so good.
Yep, I'm gonna get on the rock and I'm gonna blast them.
Go for it.
First one is non-natural 20.
That hits.
And the second one is 11.
11 does not hit.
Sure. 18.
18. As you kind of reach out and blast again these two bolts, one just barely missing, but the other striking center and true. You can see its form failing as it slumps to the ground. No longer alive.
Cool. 3 health.
Yep, Dark One's blessing. Congratulations. So, that ends your go. Guess you're hopping back off the rock.
I want to move my hex to the main lady.
Okay, go for it.
I'd like to hop off the rock, and I'd attempt to kind of move around it. I know I probably don't... Oh, yeah, I should be able to move around it. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, we'll put you about there. You are more or less out of line of sight with her. Okay, That ends your go. Brings us to Zesserin. Mazlin, you're on deck after an opponent.
Alrighty, I'm gonna do a Chromatic Orb, level 1 fire at that thing again.
Go for it.
A 20.
20 hits.
Alrighty, roll for damage.
I would hope so.
13 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And that'll be it for me.
Nice. Okay. As you kind of complete the spell and release it, you can see the fire kind of emanating from the light that gets pushed out of the prism. And yeah, I mean, the attack lands, seems to be doing substantial damage. She's not looking great. That ends your go, brings us to the creature that doesn't exist anymore. And Mazlin, you are up. I need to drop this off the initiative because it's not even alive.
Okay, so the doppelganger closest to me, god damn it, I'm gonna... Yep, Chromatic Orb, level 2. I'm gonna try cold damage this time,
Okay, go for it.
but here comes the attack.
Chromatic Orb and Wizards, man.
Yes. It is a hot 26.
Yeah, that hits.
$19 points of damage.
Oh, boy. Okay. Just kind of throw the cold at it. You can see it lands, and these almost ice shards are formed all over this, especially this front device that seems to be made of this almost gold bronze metal of a form. Took some damage. That ends your go? Did you want to move?
Now I'd like to move 30 feet directly to my left.
Oh, that'll get you 15. I'm going to go ahead and reinstate the difficult terrain bit that I keep forgetting about. Doesn't really... I mean, nobody's running up to hit you anyway. You're all the way back there.
Alright.
Drusk, you are up. Gardeck on deck. You are muted. I believe you're muted, Zach.
Rip, pop around the corner, magic stone to the guy we haven't attacked yet.
Okay. I'm getting a little bit of clearance. You can see him.
18.
18 to hit. That does indeed hit. I don't need this stat anymore. It's fucking dead.
I pop the d6 because I'm going to remove the sticky note from my fucking dice tray. 10.
10 points of damage. The damage. What has been hurt? That's right. I forgot. You fireballed it. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. Until I looked at the stat block and I was like, oh, it's missing HP. All right, the fireball. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as you kind of throw out the stone, it hits center of mass, and you watch it just, this stone embed itself into the creature. It seems to just be like stuck in its chest. That ends your go, I believe. Unless you want to move. Gardeck. Enemies on deck.
Alright. I guess I'll aim at the big boy southeast of me.
I will say if you wanted to, you could probably make a jump and get out of the difficult terrain that Drusk has placed here. And then you could move semi-normally if you wanted to close a gap.
Yeah, actually that would be very cool and sexy.
Just make an athletics check for me. As you're attempting to free yourself from the vines whipping at you.
19.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough. Kind of jump, kind of making yourself just out the edge as some vines kind of whip at the bottom of your boots. You have probably about still 20 feet of movement, to be honest. If you wanted to get... You can get close. You can't get in melee with it, but you can get darn close if you wanted to get there. Or you can stay where you're at. Up to you. I don't know if these angles help. No, I'll just leave it where it was.
It's good where it was. I guess before I move, attack with my crossbow and then try to get with the melee of it
Okay,
after that.
sure.
So first one is fake sticks. No. The second one is 18.
18 does hit.
All right. 2 points.
Damage is damage. Okay, that ends your go. Brings us to the creature's turn, who finally has something they can do. Bonk. Gonna walk up next to you. And is going to take 3 attacks against you. The first being a bite. That is a 24 to hit. I'm gonna go ahead and roll the 2 claws while we're at it. 1 misses terribly, because I know your AC is higher than 18 or higher. The other one is a 19.
19 hits.
So 2 hit, 1 bite, and 1 claw. Okay, gotcha. The bite takes, out of you anyway, 12 points of piercing damage. And only 1 point of force damage. The claw at you. You take 8 points of force damage. Or, sorry, 8 points of slashing damage. My B. And another 4 points of force damage.
Okay.
So for 12 total from the bite, or from the claw.
Okay.
Okay. That ends its go, as it is now unable to do anything additional. Brings us back into the top to Lady. Lady, who is probably gonna... Yeah, need to make a charisma saving throw, Rox. She'll do that first. Meanwhile, I need everybody else to make a constitution saving throw.
17.
Okay, you succeed. As you kind of feel this wrap around your mind as though it's commanding you to move again, but this time you're ready for it.
10.
It's a failure.
25.
Success.
15.
15 succeeds.
Oh.
13.
13 Maslin fails. What'd you get, Drusk?
16.
Success. So,
Does Roxy make a con save too, or?
she is not in the range of this, unfortunately.
Okay, just wanted to double check. Yeah.
What am I doing here? I need some of these. Some of these. Some of these.
He's good.
Man. Finally rolled well. 28 points of necrotic damage for those who failed. 14
Which I
on
think
those
is
who
just
succeeded.
nat one.
Yep, I'm pretty sure.
How much damage?
No, Zesserin, you failed as well. What did I
Damn.
just, what did I say? I said 24?
I think
28.
Yeah, I said 28.
14.
28 and then 14.
Yeah, 14 for those who succeeded. 28 on those who failed, which I believe is the 2 wizards.
Yeah, 28. I'm down.
It almost killed me. I used my 10th HP, but
Okay. That ends her go, though. She is incapable of doing anything additional, because that is her bonus action and action. Brings us to Rox. Rox, you are out in the middle of fucking green hell.
Okay.
What are we doing?
Hear me out. Those are logs next to me, right?
They are.
Can I throw some around pretty quickly and try to make some sort of like a bridge to get closer to,
I like it.
or pole vault?
I like both of them. Go ahead and make an athletics check. Straight, because she's got you at a disadvantage, but you're raging.
19.
19. So what is it that you are trying to do?
I'm gonna make a bridge.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a bridge, and I'm gonna just try to get as close to the area.
Yep.
that isn't affected.
I got you.
I can.
I got you. What is your strength score?
I'll make it first. My strength?
Yeah. Or I should just ask, how far can you jump? Draku, as you're kind of taking cover behind the rock over here, you kind of look over at Rox, who then throws her axe on her back and begins taking this log, slamming it down. She takes another one, kind of slams it, and a third one, creating almost this triangle shape as you begin to kind of teeter on top of it. And
My
then,
strength score is 20.
so are you going to make a leap? These logs aren't exactly super long. Are you going to make a
Yeah.
leap to try to reach the edge?
Yeah.
Go for it. Okay.
Is
we'll
it
say-
athletics or
Yeah,
is it
make
strength?
another athletics check straight. Unless you want to flare it for acrobatics somehow.
That's another 19.
Okay. As you kind of make these logs together and leap, you get just to the edge of there. But I would say that's realistically, with all of that going on, including the jump. Well, shit, you can jump a lot further than that. No, you're out. We'll say you're next to Drusk. Out of the
Okay.
difficult terrain.
How much movement would you say that took for me?
Considering you're jumping, it took 30 of your 40.
Okay. I'll go the extra 10 feet and throw a javelin at the lady.
Okay. Kind of almost brushing past Drusk. Drusk, you're getting out of the way at the moment. As you can see, your friend is in a very familiar state to you by this point. She's raging. This tree is gone now. I'm just going to get her out of here. Yeah, go ahead and throw your javelin. Reckless?
Reckless, yeah, sorry. Natural 20.
Okay.
Okay.
Javelin.
Well, it doesn't miss.
Using the javelin.
Yeah, you're right. Pardon?
I said, well, that doesn't miss.
That's good. Okay, give me a second.
Real question is
21.
21. Okay.
And then I still have another, right?
You would.
Also reckless.
Probably should have made that whole thing cost your action, but whatever.
Sorry.
It's
You
okay.
can-
I don't honestly care. It's fine. It's fun. That's why I play D&D.
26.
Yeah, that hits.
11.
Okay. Fucking hell. Well, that's quite the turn from Rox. It seems nothing can stop her, not even an overgrowth created by Drusk. As you kind of throw all these logs together, teeter, jump, you kind of drop roll to the ground, pushing past Drusk, and you just throw two javelins. They land in the creature. It's taking damage like anything else. But this one's pretty tough. You can see it's definitely not the canine you just fought, as Gardak had kind of found out just a while back. That ends your go.
Hey, DM, she was aiming for the big wooden lady.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I wasn't clear.
Well, I would say the problem is that you couldn't see her because there's a rock between the two of you.
Oh, because
That's
she
fine.
said she was using the 10 to move at the lady.
Well, I misread all of that fucking shit.
I'm
so-
sorry. I should have noticed.
Nope, it's okay. They both would have hit, so let me just undo the damage to that. So 88 minus... I gotta do math to figure out what you finally did.
And it was 32 for both of them.
Yep, that's what I just plugged into my little calc. Yeah, I would say yep. And we'll just apply that to her because you would have hit both of them either way. Might be. Sorry for not listening. Okie doke. That ends your go, though. That is
Yep.
literally all you can do. And brings us to Draku, Zessarin, then Maslin on deck.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, let me read what this does real quick, but I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'll think about that later. Okay, I'm going to. Yep, I'm just gonna reach around the edge and Eldritch Blaster.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Sorry, I'm reading.
No, you're fine. I just want to make sure I do this right. All right. 19 first attack.
19 hits.
Second attack, 17.
17 hits as well.
Yeah, I'm not cover, right?
You are unconscious, yeah? Currently prone. Don't forget your hex damage, buddy.
Just threw it across the room.
Okay.
3-8.
Jesus, you guys are fucking wailing on these people. All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's literally everything that I can do.
Okay. That ends your go and brings us to... What am I thinking of? Initiative order. Yeah, I should probably look at it. Zesserin. Mazin on deck.
All right.
That's not sleepy, huh?
He will be.
What am I gonna do? I need to... All right. I'm going to do another scorching ray at the lady tree thing.
Go for it. 3 rolls, my man.
Going to be a 15 to hit.
15 unfortunately does not hit her. But you've got 2 more.
Who has that heat metal?
Natural 1.
Natural 1 doesn't hit either.
Here we go. Okay, this one's like 20, 25.
Same success as last time. Go ahead and roll 2d6 damage.
Damn it. I don't got 2d6 hours.
Dylan, to answer your question, I do, but not today because we're in the middle of the woods.
9.
I don't know what that means. Do you have to be like in the daylight or?
No, I have to prepare it, and I didn't prep it.
Got it. No, you're fair.
Okay. Yeah, as you kind of fire out these 3 rays of fire again, you can see her dodging and dodging, but then you kind of fire one in the middle knowing she's going to come back to the center, and indeed it hits, dealing the requisite damage. Maslin, I need you to roll a d20.
10.
That is 1 death saving throw succeeded. Drusk, you are up.
I'll move my 15 feet towards Maslin, and as I run away, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on the other side of Gardak, targeting the creature.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. It's a dex save on its part, right?
Yep, dex 16.
Oh, it doesn't have anything to add, so it's just its fucking score. Or modifier, I should say. 16 fails. It is fairy fired. Which I actually have a ring sitting in front of me for. Wow. Alright. Yeah, it is fairy fired. So you are concentrating as well.
Dim light.
And you are concentrating. Okay. Is that all you got?
Yeah.
Very well. Gardak, up in melee with this looming creature. Now fairy fired. What are we doing?
Alright. I want to switch to my longsword
Go for it. Yep.
and take a whack with that.
At advantage. It is fairy fired.
Alright. 17.
17. Sorry, I'm brain dead. Does hit. I had a huge freaking brain fart. What the hell? Okay, and it's back up to that HP because that was Rox's turn. I haven't be applied because I'm a genius and can't hear my players because I'm stupid. What's your damage?
7.
Okay, second attack.
And then second attack, same thing. 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. 10 points.
10 points. Got it.
And then bonus action, Territe Augment.
Go for it.
That's 18.
18 does hit.
So 5 points.
Okay. Nicely done.
That's all I got.
Rox, as you're kind of working towards the... Ooh, I almost said the creature's name. As you're kind of working towards the tree form, figure, thing, lady, who knows. You watch Gardak pulling out his longsword. This is his go, and he carves 2 hits out of it and then fires the luminous lights out of the shield that kind of pierces the form of this large, looming, gorilla-like creature. But that ends your go, and brings us to it, of which it is going to reply in kind, with 1 bite and 2 claws, just as last time. The bite is an 18 to hit. Is your AC 18? Gardak.
Yo, sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
And the claw fails on the first. Okay, it's just a bite that hits you, which is
Can
fine.
I use riposte on that claw attack?
You may.
Alright.
13 points of total damage, because I know you're not resistant to piercing and force.
Okay. I'm down. Never mind.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Good thing it missed.
That is a good thing that it
Yeah.
missed, because that's how I roll. I roll the attacks first. I don't do damage by damage. Okay. Yeah, that's a very good thing it missed, those two claws, or you would have been insta'd. Okay. That ends its go and brings us back up to Crazy Tree Lady, who... I'm gonna make it roll for it. Yeah, you all watch as she kind of twists her hand, and in a silvery substance, bamfs emerging. I'll just say here, but yeah, we'll just say it's there. And as she looms over Gardak's corpse, she picks it up, and with her right hand, you all of a sudden see, as it kind of extends, another golden chalice, or golden chrysalis, spawning in her hand as she's now holding Gardak by the back of his chest plates. But that is all that it can do at the moment. That ends its go and brings us to Rox, Draco on deck. Zesserin after that.
How far away from her am I?
At this point, 10 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna close that gap.
Yep.
And then I would like to whack recklessly.
Go for it.
That's not bad. Okay. 22.
22. That does hit.
$18.
Points of damage.
Yes.
Okay.
One more whack. I wanted it to. Yeah. 24.
Yeah, that hits.
15.
Okay. That's all you got?
Yep.
Okay. Draco, Zesserin on deck. Mazlin after that.
Okay, how far away from her am I?
Oh man, I really messed up on that one. You are 15 feet, maybe 20.
All right. I am going to run up to her, and I am going to rip the necklace off her.
Ooh.
Right?
Make a grapple check. It's
What do I
athletics.
roll? Okay.
She's got.
Yeah, no, that ain't happening. Hold on. Yeah, no, I don't have lucky. That's a 4.
Roll the 19. As you kind of, are you trying to go for the one attached to her, or the one she's holding, and
No
also
one.
Okay. As you are almost trying to like grasp and pry at this, she kind of gets out of the way and kind of swats your hand. I actually need to. This is a good point. Rox hit her twice. Oof. Succeeded on her checks to maintain it. As she still holds the device and Gardak. That is your action. Do you want a bonus action something?
I do not. No, I'm done.
Okay. That ends your go and brings us to Zesserin, Mazlin on deck. Drusk after that.
All right. I guess I'm just gonna like start. Am I at range of 2 chains, lady over there?
Yes. Yes, you are.
All right, good.
Just about any spell you would likely want to cast, you are.
All right. Let's do a level. All right, level 2 chromatic orb.
Go for it. Roll the hit. against her, right?
Non-natural 20.
That hits. What kind of
All
damage
right,
were
and
we doing, buddy?
fire damage.
Got it.
So that's gonna be 12 points of fire damage.
Okay. Nice. As you kind of focus the light once again, pushing it through, she fails. So as you kind of focus the light, pushing it through, hitting her with a gout of fire, you can see her arm kind of flails, and as she does, the device that she's holding onto is at first lost from her grip, and then vanishes from existence, as she is not able to maintain it. That ends your go, however, unless you wanted to move or bonus action something.
Yeah, I'm good.
Madison, I need you to roll a d20 for me.
7.
That is one death saving throw failed. Drusk,
Alright,
you're up.
we got
Gardak on deck.
Is the Wind Lady still grappling Gardak up in the air?
I'll say because it was the nature of the intent and application, no. Not unless you, for some reason, wanted her to be.
No, so is Gardak just like dropped on the ground now?
I did
or-
that. I did that mostly for Flair. She isn't actually holding Gardak in a game mechanic sense.
Okay, so Gardak's back on the ground.
Yep. I did that for dramatic effect.
Okay. Am I 15 feet from Maslin?
You can be, as he went down next to Imp, so you'd have to move.
Yeah, but I can get there with 15, right?
Yeah, you could.
Okay. I will bonus action healing word Gardak, 2nd level. For 10. I would like to run up to Maslin and attempt to stabilize him.
Gardak, I know you're about to add HP. I'm just going to tell you that you fail a death saving throw instead. As it seems that although that one creature was equipped with the ability to reflect spells, this warped gorilla-based enemy seems to be able to negate healing and instead deal its own damage. So you fail one death saving throw, as the healing does not take place and instead is replaced by force damage. But luckily,
Alright.
you were already dead, so the fact that it's whatever damage it was doesn't matter. You just fail a death saving throw. What were you doing with Maslin? Sorry.
I would like to attempt to stabilize him.
Yeah. I guess make a medicine check. I'm pretty sure that how it works. I don't know.
Yep. 16.
16. Maslin, you are stable. No longer making death saving throws. Congratulations.
Thank God.
That ends your go, Drusk, I believe.
Yes.
Gardak, I need you to make a death saving throw.
Four.
That is one failure. So, that ends its go, or your go, and brings us to the two creatures. The first of which... Yeah, as they go on the same initiative. So I'll just, for dramatic effect, as you see her kind of reach back and gesture in a command, this creature begins to move. So it lost. How much of it we would have just lose doing that? Okay. Now that's all it can do, though, as it has no ranged attacks. It just needs to be in range for what it wants to do. That ends its go and brings us to Lady's turn, who now you coming up on it, Rox. It is time for a good old-fashioned melee duel. Well, actually, oh, yeah. Yeah, she'll do that because she's not stupid. You see as she kind of gestures her hand, and within it almost forms a sword. This one gnarled with vines and other perverted nature. As it takes a strike at you. I believe you went reckless, did you not?
I did.
Okay, at advantage then. 21 to hit.
Yep.
$15 points of slashing damage, reduced to 7, 8, because I'm stupid. And that is, yeah, it's going to take a second attack at you at advantage because you were, or you went reckless. Another 15, which comes to 21.
Yep.
Oof. 14 points of slashing damage, reduced to 7 because you're raging.
Uh-huh.
And as its bonus action, I need you to make a charisma saving throw, as you are still hexed by it. Oh,
I'm down, but
okay.
it popped up 1 hit
Oh
point.
yeah. So hit 7.
So what do you want me to do?
Well, you were up at 1 hit point, correct?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it works this way. I don't think you actually hit the ground. You don't actually fall prone. You just literally come back at 1 HP before you hit the ground. So you still need to make a charisma saving throw because it's a bonus action. It does this.
Yikes! 9.
As you kind of almost steal yourself from the hit, reeling back in, your eyes kind of focus, and you can see, for the first time up close, the eyes of this creature, blackened, almost gnarled, and on it, a grin, as it commands you to move 30 feet, which out here will get you 15 there. It will take an attack of opportunity on you, at advantage, because you went reckless. This is a 16 to hit, as I roll a 10 and a 3.
16 is my AC.
16 is your AC. Well, I'm going to roll this damage for stats purposes. 11 points of slashing damage, as I believe you go unconscious as well.
Yes, I do.
So be it. Rox is unconscious. Rage has faded. As I try to get this off you. However, that ends her go. Oh boy. Look what's up first. Rox, I need you to make a death saving throw.
17.
17 is a success. You are 1 step abated from death. Not closer, not farther. Brings us to Draku. Draku, you are up.
I mean,
in melee with this creature, it seems.
and I have, like, what, disadvantage on ranged attacks?
You would.
Yeah.
It was a noble attempt last time, though. You may try again if you like.
I only have +2 athletics. Trash.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, in that category. I'll run away from her and I'll take the attack.
She does not have a reaction. She used it on Rox.
Oh, okay. All right. Then I'm gonna, I guess, run back to kind of where I was.
Sure.
And I'll hit her with a Eldritch Blast.
Go for it.
12.
12 does not hit.
How's she looking to you?
She looks fucking terrible.
No, natural 20.
That hits.
Okay. 13.
13. I should say she looks terrible, but you realize she's taken a lot of damage. So I speak in terms of her HP, how much she has lost.
Right.
Okay. Is that your go? Yeah, bonus action something? Did you forget? Did you remember your hex damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 1.
I didn't think you had rolled it. Might be.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm done.
Zessarin, you're up. Maslin after. Well, he won't be doing anything. He's stable.
Alrighty. I'm going to do another level 1 Chromatic Orb fire damage to the lady again.
Go for it.
Keep on doing it. That is a 14.
14 to her.
Yeah.
Does not hit, unfortunately.
Damn it. Well.
Okay. Did
That's
you
my
want to
turn.
move somewhere?
No, I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay. Ending your turn as you are. Brings us into Maslin's turn, who will do nothing because he is stable. Drusk.
Well, wait.
4.
Might.
You are still unconscious. You
Oh,
are
you're
no longer
right.
making death saving throws.
You're right. Sorry.
It's okay. Drusk.
Did I see which creature stopped the healing? Was it Tree Lady or the beefy boy?
Oh shit.
I would say from your location, you were not certain in the essence that there was a rock between the two of you. I'll put it this way. You didn't see Lady do anything.
Okay.
So you reasoned that out how you like. And she still even had a reaction, so that's kind of another tell, I suppose.
Fucking Christ. All right. Action. Potion out of bag. Potion into Maslin's mouth.
Maslin, how many
Big
death
seven.
how many death saving throws have you failed?
I mean, I only remember like one. Seriously.
You are at 2. Still stable, but at 2. As the healing, you watch this creature, as you go to pour this liquid in, you can see it chugging into his mouth. As this creature you feel this wave emanate from it, as the healing is abated. And while I do not need to tell you what damage it was force damage, or how much it was, and the healing is negated. And you take damage and fail another death saving throw. Sorry, Drusk.
Nope. I figured that was about to happen. So here's a question, and it's both meta and out of game at Caroline. Do I take the risk that the healing will now work on you?
Why would it?
Because it already, in theory, used whatever it did for Maslin this turn, unless it's just an area effect always, in which case we're all dead.
I don't know. It feels more like of an area of effect
If it
vibe.
does not work, you're dead. Like literally, like 3 deaths gone.
Yeah.
So if you say no, that's fine, and we can throw it into the dice.
Yeah, don't do it. I'll roll.
Okay. I will bonus action healing word rocks.
Okay. As you bonus action healing word rocks, roll your healing.
Nine.
Rocks, 9 HP.
Hey!
I'm sure, Zach, by now you understand it is a reaction that it causes. Or that it has to do. It has to. It moved there because it was commanded to be within range. Because it needs to be within range of the creature that's being stopped healing.
That's fair.
That's probably... Drusk could easily put that together at this point, given all that he's seen. I don't think I'm handing out a freebie there.
No, that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Gardak. Need you to make a death saving throw.
Alright. $16.
That is a success. You have not died.
Yet.
Yep. And that brings us to the... I'll say it now since you guys understand what it does. The Reverser's turn. I'm seeing Zesserin as he is.
Oh, Spister, no.
Just gonna... What's... Your AC 16, eh?
Yeah.
He's gonna take a bite attack at you. For 15. A claw attack at you.
Ugh.
That is a 12. That doesn't fucking hit either. A third claw. Okay, that one is a 17 plus things. But luckily...
Look, I really tried, by the way. I really did, but just signing out.
9 points of force damage to you, Zessarin. You still up, Zessarin?
Yeah, not good though. Not good at all.
Neat.
I'm hurt my hand over here.
Yep. Okay. That ends its go and brings us to her turn. As unhealthy as she is, you see her once again extend her arm out, and from this, a similar chain cuirass of a form, as she then hoists Gardak once more. That's all she can do, however. But she is damn well gonna try. That ends her go. Rocks, you're up.
Man, I am raging. I would like to stand up, and I would like to get... I think I can close the gap.
With whom?
Hmm?
With whom?
The lady, sorry.
You used half your movement to stand up. This is difficult terrain. So you still would have 20 feet of movement, which will get you 10.
And I can't use my boots because I raged. Yep. All I got's a javelin, but that'll do it.
Your javelins do a fuckload of damage anyway, so...
Reckless javelin, please.
Just need one of those springy boys again.
25.
Springy boys, what are you talking about?
The springy boy javelins that we were throwing and exploding.
Oh yeah. That does hit.
13.
Okay, second javelin.
Again, reckless. That's a natural 20.
Roll your damage.
Hold on. I'm making sure you're right.
I can move on to the next character.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 19.
Okay. As she's holding Gardak aloft, moving on through the combat, Rocks, flare your finish.
Hell yeah. Javelin in my hand. I'm really mad. I've never died in combat before. And she's gonna fucking pay for it. All of my strength goes into throwing this javelin, and it just shoots through her. Not even sticking, just straight through the chest.
Okay. I rolled to see so I can flare it properly. As you stand up, pulling out a javelin, kind of using it to help yourself get to a knee, and then again, you throw it up, catch it, straight through the chest. And as you do, you're readying your second javelin, and you watch as it, kind of holding Gardak aloft, looks to the device that it's holding as it fades, as she loses it. And she glances back at you right as you throw your second javelin, just striking it again. Similar spot, straight through the chest. It falls. No longer in combat.
Good.
Draco, your hex has been freed up.
Yeah. You know what's even better? That hex now lasts 8 hours.
Okay. That's
a lot of hex.
Well, I suppose hex is concentration. I probably should have had you roll concentration every time you got hit, but it's fine.
Yeah, I only got hit once. Or I guess, yeah, once. That's fair.
I'm allowed to make mistakes and then say they don't fucking matter. That's the one privilege of being a DM. Okay, that ends your turn, Rocks.
That's all I got.
Alright, brings us to Draku. And you have... oh, not too bad. Got some HP to chew through.
I'm nervous, because I'm curious if he'll reflect the normal types of damage.
What are you doing?
I'm looking, trying to decide if I want to do something.
Well, I'll ask you first if you want to move hex to him.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Very well. He's still fairy fired, by the way.
What does that mean? I have an advantage?
Yep.
It would.
Fine. All right, I'll Eldritch Blast him.
Go for it. I had advantage. Don't forget your hex damage.
Yeah.
You just got twice as loud, Dylan, and I don't know why.
17.
Okay, nice.
And
Now he's back down to normal. That was fucking weird. Is it just me? Or was everybody like that?
second one was
That was a
24.
loud roll.
That hits. This guy even gonna get a turn? Oh yeah, he will.
27.
27. Damn. Okay. As you kind of reach out and throw these two bolts at it, this creature in very bad condition. As you can see, the kind of wreathing energy that you've wrapped around it, and the two bolts hitting it, center of mass, left then right. It sees the battle's turning, but again, this is a creature made for battle, so it will die if it has to. Zestrin, you are up.
Alrighty. Well, how is this monstrosity looking in front of me?
Pretty poor. Falling apart at the seams. Nearly.
Well, what would happen if I were to cast it in my location?
Cast a
with
what?
it being a fireball.
How many spells can you sculpt? How many people can you protect from damage?
Let's see here. Let me read it. Scope spells. When you cast an evocation spell that affects other creatures that you can see, you can choose a number of them equal to 1 plus the spell's level. The chosen creatures automatically succeed on their saving throws against the spell, and they take no damage if they would normally take half damage on a successful save.
Yeah, but by the way, real quick, that's my answer towards the fact that I really don't want to. I'm gotta see.
What?
You just cut out that whole bit. Sorry.
What drill?
I'm just seeking the sleep, so let's finish that. Could we?
You can kindly leave if you're not willing to play for the majority of the session.
I can carry on, but I'm just trying to find the answer here.
I can rodeo your character. If you want to leave, then you can leave. Zestrin, make a wisdom check for me.
A wisdom? Okay.
Yes.
Fuck that. So I'm just rolling out here.
You know that you could probably throw a fireball somewhere behind it and sculpt a spell, and you hope you don't hurt your allies, because you don't see all of them. You don't know where Gardak is.
It's a level 3, so it said 1 plus the level. So
You can protect 4 creatures. If you cast it on its location, you would have to protect 5 creatures. But one you don't know about. It's unconscious on the other side of a rock, with 2 death saving throws failed. So...
Oh, I didn't see the other one. Oh, motherfucker.
Gardak's over here.
Oh, jeez.
You could throw it and then sculpt the spell and protect some of your allies. Like, you could just throw it behind it. You're not... I mean, you're capable of doing that. Is that what you want to do? I will tell you that's the optimal play.
I'll probably try that, yeah.
Okay.
So, it's a dex save of 16. I think that's a take.
Okay. I mean, I don't think it's going to matter if it succeeds or fails. It fails with the natural 1.
Oh, cool.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
It is take... a lot of d6s. 22 points of damage. Of fire damage.
22 is exactly the damage that was required. Flare your finish.
Well, basically, I just throw this fireball. He gets engulfed by it. It just incinerates.
Okay. You watch as
Ashy ball.
Cessarin kind of pulls out this familiar mote of energy, throws it. It's almost like a bead. And then all of a sudden it just erupts in flames. Because he can do it, he protects all 4 of you from the nature of the spell as this fire swirls around each of you. As each of you kind of clear your eyes and blink again, your eyes adjusting to the crazy amount of light that is then dropped. There are no more foes in the vicinity.
As soon as I see that it's dead, I'm going to peek around the corner and I'm going to cast Healing Word level 2 on Gardak.
Okay.
Good.
For 12.
Gardak, 12 HP.
Yay!
And then I will walk back over to Maslin, and I will do a first level cure wounds.
You said that whatever the
Will
lady
help
was holding
very
dissipated
little.
with her, or
I didn't hear you, Lissa. What'd you say?
oh, sorry. You said that the necklace that the lady was holding dissipated.
The one that she
or...
had spawned.
Yeah.
You see
It's
a similar.
gone,
You
it's
see a
not
similar
there.
device that was on her corpse, and we'll get to that
Got it.
in a bit. Because
10 healing to you, Maslin.
okay,
All right, your cure wounds. What does that yield?
Huh?
10 HP.
Was- Oh, okay.
With everybody conscious, I think this would be a decent moment to go ahead and take a break.
Cool.
So we'll be back here in, I don't know, 5 minutes, guys. Whenever you want, really. Just go ahead and hop on by. about that. Had to fix our business, the cameras. So, coming back into it, you all now kind of gather yourselves within this now verdant, once very decayed recess in nature. Around you, the corpses of the slain beasts, Maslin kind of getting groggily to his feet, Gardak, even Rox, even Drusk. All of you significantly hampered, but the battle seemingly won. You have a couple moments amongst yourselves. What, if anything, are we doing?
Holy shit, that sucked.
Yeah, I'm pretty bloody.
Yeah,
So
that's rough.
It doesn't look safe. Like, is this a good spot to maybe hang out a little while?
Make a perception check.
Non-natural 20.
You're looking around. I mean, Drusk's spell did quite a number on the area, seemingly flash shocking it, I will call it, to life. It doesn't look any safer particularly than it did not 40, 50 seconds before. It's lush now, though. You do know, I guess amongst the majority of you, you have options for accomplishing a rest.
Does anyone, Zesserin, you can make a hut, can't you?
I don't think so. I don't think that's me that can make a hut.
Yeah, Maslin speaks up, and I can.
Can you make a hut, and we'll search the area real quick, and then we'll just kind of rest here before we head back.
It'll take me a bit of time, but sure. As he kind of begins kneeling down to pull out his spellbook, bruised and battered though he is, sets himself to work on ritual casting Tiny Hut.
Tiny hut.
In the meantime, you all are investigating or doing...
I wanted to look for the necklace. Kind of search that lady's body, please, and thank you.
Sure. I will say it's not hard to find, but if you're looking for additional, make an investigation check. You find the item.
Yeah, I was trying to walk up there and search her too. But...
Add advantage then. Or separate rolls.
You said investigation, right?
Yes.
17.
1.
Okay.
Not a natural 1, just a 1.
Drusk, it's funny when you're looking up, when you're walking up, you're getting ready to do what you're used to doing. You're getting ready to hack up the body, make a couple bone javelins, everything else. It's kind of as you step up, you realize, oh, this is not really my element. And you kind of pause for a bit, but you see rocks. You're now getting a closer look when it's not moving fast, when it's not dodging your attacks. The creature that this once was and you're kind of piecing together through all the vile things that were apparently done to it, the warping, the changing of its very core. It was at one point a creature of the same type as Naratai. Picking up the cuirass that runs down the front, kind of unattaching it, you can see this version of it, and I actually messed up on a Flair, so let me rewind. When it was holding Gardak, it was spawning in a almost violet, shimmering one. This one is a bronze cuirass of a form. And you can see on the back of it, as you kind of pry it away from what's left of the creature, there's 2 spiked barbs at each side. It kind of comes across almost shoulder width, and then drives itself down to a point near the belly, like the navel, or I should say the belly button, or the lower chest. And these spiked barbs embedded into the creature. But you personally are not able to tell any properties of the item, as you are not magically trained.
I'll wave it around.
I'll wait for her to pick off her stuff, being confused, and then I'll just revert to what I normally do, and I'll try to hack up. I want to see if I can get like a good chunk of this creature to use like a shield or something. I'm not sure. Can I get like good chunks of it?
Talking about the one that reflected your acid arrow?
Ooh, yeah. Let's do. Nah, fuck it. No, I'll just go rest. I'm tired of shit.
Okay.
Eat.
Yeah, Zestin's just gonna sit down.
Okay.
On this.
It's not too long until the tiny hut is complete. You all are able to make your way within if you wish.
We searched the lady?
Yes, you found the item that was embedded into her chest.
Oh.
But it
I
has
thought
not
you were-
it has not been yet sussed out what, if anything, it is.
Yeah. I'll kind of like wave it around and look at the magic-y boys and anybody know anything about this?
Not me.
If only because I think it's more interesting if the DM doesn't do it as one of the player characters. Zesser, and I believe you have the spell Identify, correct?
Yes, I do actually.
You could, in theory, identify this item if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll identify it.
So you're going to watch all sauntering into the hut, which Maslin made to match the surrounding environs. It's kind of like this crazy, almost mid-green brown, trying to match the verdant nature just there, and the decayed trees not but 100 feet away. Zesserin kind of pulls out the pearl, sets it in the center of this chess piece, which now he lays out. Goes through a number of incantations in the air. Zesserin, you have identified this object. It is the Indenturing Cuirass. You can just search Indent, and it should come up.
It's an equipment.
It is a magical item, so it is under equipment, yes.
So it's called what?
The Indenturing Cuirass. Just type Indent.
Okay, here it is.
I just noticed there's a typo in it. I guess I'll go be fixing that later.
Oh.
What? It's not time for dinner.
Cats. The best movie known to mankind.
Get out.
Oh no, I forgot all about that movie. Stop.
I didn't. So it started off this shitty year.
Sir Ian McKellen was no. I hate what they done to that man.
So, the long and the short of it is, although I know some of you are reading it, Zesserin kind of shares the details, and Maslin can't help but curiosity as well. This Indenturing Cuirass, this version, you get the sense based on, again, my messed up Flair, that there are different versions of this. She certainly summoned one, but it was not applied in some manner to Gardak. This Indenturing Cuirass, when placed upon a creature at their exact moment of death, you have to be waiting while they're unconscious, and you can place it on a creature. It embeds itself into their chest, and they undergo a pervasive process where they become nothing more than a weapon of war and a figure of battle.
Holy shit.
When they awaken after their transformation, which usually changes them into an almost unrecognizable creature, the first creature that they see, they obey, and they must kill something every 3 days, or they lose hold over the master is disavowed, and the creature either attacks the master or attempts to leave them.
Wow.
This version of it, as Zesserin and Maslin are happy to share, is intended for creatures of nature, which would be anything of significant nature binding. But you did see a violet shimmering one that was attempted, or almost, placed upon a humanoid, or Goliath, in Gardak.
So only when someone with nature should use this.
No, it is to be used on a creature of significant nature ties at the time of their
Okay.
death, if you choose to indenture them.
All right.
You get the sense this is a form of pervasive revival and slavery, essentially, to make them into a weapon of war. Gardak and Zesserin, make history checks.
Oh, here it is.
12.
Oh, 9. Oh, shit.
This is a strange item. You're not sure. Well, the DM will not divulge why your character might think that a device such as this would be in this swamp. But you've learned a bit about the world, so you're free to come to your own conclusions. Your own conclusions do not require a roll. Me telling you does.
Do you think we got whatever Narutai wanted killed?
I mean, so if you guys shared what this thing was, right?
Mhm.
If that thing was wearing one itself, somebody had to put it on it.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think it was just one of the servants.
Now I must find the slave master.
But you think that creature is still here?
No.
I don't know.
DM, can I look over the breastplate very carefully, looking for any kind of insignia that might be of a serpentine nature?
You may make a investigation or perception, your choice. I believe you'll probably
I'd like to help.
perception. Sure.
Perception. How long does the tea last?
At this, oh geez, I've actually lost track of the day. We'll say it lasts till a long rest. We'll say it lasts till a long rest, for the purposes of this. You may both make perception checks if you wish, since you both already have advantage. I won't make you combine your rolls.
Who?
The two that wanted to look it over, Gardak and
Oh.
Drusk.
Okay.
15.
21.
Drusk, you're kind of looking it over for insignias. Gardak, you're glancing over it. And you're both kind of waiting for a moment to see a Serpentine Emblem. Something that ties it directly to what you all know to be your enemy. You don't find a Serpentine logo. What you find instead is... This logo is almost in the shape of not a tower shield, sorry. What's the shield that looks like a freaking V shape with a top on it? I don't know. And within it is a hand. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? I'll just draw it. It's a shield that looks like this. I don't know. Well, it's more curved than that.
I could see a drawing.
It's not very good. It's not gonna work. Who cares? Anyway, it's in the shape of a shield. And within you see a singular fist kind of clenched. And through it, a singular small rod. You, Gardak, make a history check.
Oof. 10.
You're not certain what emblem this is, what it represents. You're not sure if it's a maker's mark, if it's a symbol of ownership, if it's a custom modification. But you find no serpentine-like emblems. Of one thing you can be certain, I suppose, there are many bad things in this world. And though the cloaked serpent reaches far, seemingly this is not their doing.
How old is it?
The cuirass that's in front of you?
Or the breastplate?
You're not entirely certain. Would you like to describe to me how you intend to divine an age?
Damage, rust, misshapen.
Theoretically, okay, this actually makes a lot of sense. Theoretically, as a magic item, according to D&D rules, it would not take on any wear and tear. I'm superseding that. This item, this breastplate, does seem Like it's been in this swamp for a while. Potentially attached to that creature for a while. Years? Who knows? It's certainly well worn. And for a creature of that power, like you just faced, with those kind of creatures at its command, you guys are skilled. Other prey, not so much. So in order to tame that type of damage, you imagine it's been on it for a while.
Do you guys still care for this, crevice?
I think we should at least break off the parts that stick into the body.
I was talking about removing its magic entirely.
That works too.
Do you have anything against that? I don't think something this evil should exist.
I mean, we do just go around killing everything.
You're not wrong.
We've got good reason.
So we can't transform a goblin after we kill it? We hate goblins.
I think it needs to be used on something more nature-oriented.
Fair.
Besides, I'm a little against slavery, just as a base instinct.
That's valid.
Makes sense. Well,
We can keep it, or I can try to get rid of its magic. It's your guys' decision.
I mean, I have no plan to use it, so you can do whatever you want with it.
yeah, I guess morally it is wrong. We are the good guys, I guess.
There's no ethical reason for it to exist, then you don't need it.
I don't know. I think it falls in the same guidelines as creating a familiar.
There's a lot of ethics involved with familiars. That was Alyssa, not
Okay, I will DM. I will set it in front of me, and I will cast, hoping it does something, Dispel Magic.
Which level are you casting it at?
Third. That's as high as I can go. Well, that's as low and as high as I can go.
As you kind of place your hand onto the cuirass, the breastplate, kind of imbue, these vines almost grow up and around it, almost wreathing it in. As you displace your dispel magic, Madison kind of peers in. It's gone. Not more than a chest plate now, and a useless one at that.
Wonderful. I think we take a rest and we head back.
Okay. For the purposes, and I guess as a revision, of staying within the tiny hut, I require, unless you guys want to be peering out to hear and listen for anything, no perception checks, nor specific watches. As always, you all are welcome to discuss amongst yourselves anything, and you are free to determine whether it is a private conversation or if it is one that is able to be heard publicly. Keep in mind the tiny hut is small, but with the goal being who is awake for this conversation, or is it just me and this other person? Make sense?
Oh, are we taking a long rest?
I thought maybe that's what you guys were trying to do. Sorry. You may.
I mean, yeah.
This all still works for a short rest, by the way. I'm just giving you my revised tiny hut resting protocols.
What time of day is it, DM?
Because I genuinely can't recall. I think you left first thing in the morning. You discovered Naratai. You ventured an hour or so. It's reaching 11 noon. The sun is high in the sky, although shrouded by the canopy.
Yeah, if you guys want a long rest, we can, but my intention was to short rest, go back, talk to Naratai, go back to the town, and at least sleep in something resembling an inn.
That's fine. I just gotta be careful because, like an anthill is threatening to me. I'm so
short
sweet.
rest. Yeah, same. Short rest. We can roll some hit dice, and we can at least have some health on us.
All right, cool. Let's do that.
It was dangerous. Okay.
We'll get both of his spell slots back.
You are all able to accomplish a short rest.
Hi.
I suppose Maslin will roll some hit dice.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Oh,
Amazing.
That'll get me.
So, you all accomplishing your short rest within the hut. Kind of just keeping an eye out, but you're focusing on bandaging your wounds. Some of you introspection, trying to gain back whatever was lost, whatever was spent, as sometimes that's what it requires. Most of you, given your passives and the fact that the creature is not sneaking, you notice kind of emerging, as I kind of imagined Maslin set up this tiny hut in the opening where you first started combat. Most of you notice emerging on the other side of the rock and coming upon the corpse of the fallen figure, Naratai, as he kind of kneels over this fallen form. And again, you don't see any change in facial expressions. It's whereas this fallen female warrior or whatever seemingly grinned at rocks when she was turning, you have not seen but a facial muscle twitch of Naratai. But he just kneels, wordless, even though you're at a distance where you couldn't necessarily hear anything that he says. As he kind of just apparently taking in the scene. So, you all managed to complete your short rest.
I want to walk out to Naratai.
Yeah.
As you kind of approach, maybe 10 feet away from this scene.
I want to approach kind of gently because
Yeah.
it already sounds like, kind of an intense
As you
moment.
approach, you're probably about 10 feet away from where he's kneeling over this fallen figure. There is no response from him directly.
Should we say something?
I'm sorry.
If only many more were.
How long do you think it'll be before this area heals?
I imagine many seasons. But with her gone, I can now help it along. Once I'm finished guiding you, as per our agreements.
Did you know who she was before they got to her?
You see a lot of the almost what little foliage exists on this creature kind of almost dampen, almost in a sense of a sigh. She was my mate.
I'm so sorry.
I'm just glad she doesn't have to exist under the 3 moons in pain.
You'll be happy to know that, we've removed the magic from whatever did this to her.
Well, if you're removing elements of what was left here, that still causes pain to everything, then you have my thanks.
If it would help, I could help you heal this area as well.
You see at this, he finally breaks eye contact with this fallen form. And he looks directly to you, Drusk. There's a movement, a breeze, a shifting warmth that kind of washes over you. Again, this is my flair for Druidic. An acceptance, a pleadance, a thanks.
I will explain to everyone that it will take me a long time to cast the spell this way, but I can potentially heal this area.
How long?
8 hours,
Fine with
which
me.
should put us right at duskish. But we do have Naratai to help us get back.
I'm up for
Fine.
that.
You're muted, Dylan.
do it.
I'm in no rush.
Okay, I will sit with him and I will cast Plant Growth over 8 hours.
Okay.
All plants in a half-mile radius centered on a point, me, become enriched for 1 year. They yield twice the normal amount of food when harvested.
Okay. So you watch over the pervading hours as Drusk, mostly sitting there, not doing anything like you two, like the two arcane casters in this group, know. This is an introspection. He closes his eyes, seemingly meditating. And you watch him kneeling alongside this fallen form and alongside Naratai as he... You can feel the wind shift, then pull back. And it's almost like Drusk, you get the sense, and Drusk you are, looking to find a center for nature to grab onto here. A mooring point, if you will, where then you can spike the growth and cause, well, healing on these surrounding area. And as you're connecting over the course of the casting of the spell, you very easily get the sense this area of this swamp has existed this way for years. The pain is deep-rooted. However, you do a pretty good job over the course of 8 hours as you Drusk especially, you can feel critters, small wildlife, insects moving in where previously there was none. As you all, over the course of 8 hours, some of you kind of inside the tiny hut or lazing around, whatever you prefer. I will remind you, this is enough time for everybody else to accomplish a long rest. And you may speak amongst each other during this, or we can move on.
I'm okay.
Yeah, got nothing to share.
Okay. You may all mark off a long rest if you prefer.
Okay.
Except me casting spells.
As you kind of finish the spell, and you can now feel the wildlife, most of the area returning to a serviceable point for nature to begin a natural retake, especially over the course of the duration of that spell. It's like a giant jump start of a form. About the time that you're completing your incantation, not 10 minutes before, you sense the wind shifting again from Naratai, and this time it's a heartfelt thank you and a promise to keep word. Maintain your deal, if it were that. As you kind of finish, you realize Naratai, over the course of that, has kind of placed his hand in the center of this form, this figure, and he's... Although you're creating lush life, he in this moment is kind of... Notice what wood is left from this form is decomposing. Little mushrooms sprouting. Laying the form to rest. In the center of all this verdant green, a renewed and healthy decay. Not the previously downtrodden one. So... As you kind of complete your spell, all of you kind of gathering up, Naratai says, "This I cannot thank you enough for. But I must also warn you. Making motions within these swamps, well, I firmly believe coming to me was far easier than making the trek on your own. However, these motions that you have created will draw both the good and the bad from this pained valley. So, I will guide you as best I can. But I fear this will not be your last fight.
I fear as much as well.
For now, as he kind of begins to walk, you can see he walks about a good 30, 40 feet back from almost where he stopped the first time. I'm assuming most of you end up following.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
As he kind of runs his hand down the same tree that you saw him meld into the first time, you see the tree almost open up in this rift, and through it you can see the small, humble building, if you could even call it that you first found Naratai in. As it seems that he has opened some form of gateway now that, well, I'll just say it in character. It is now safer to travel with these means, as we cannot be intercepted.
Fantastic.
As he gestures to this rift of a form.
Yep, walk in.
Absolutely.
As you all walk in, every single one of you experiences this new sensation. It's strange. You're not expecting anything crazy, but you feel like you've been thrust forward and held back at the same time. There's this rushing sensation, and as soon as you step out, the sounds of the verdant green that Drusk had created is gone. And with it, you've arrived back at the other location, where it is currently raining, ever so slightly. The crickets of the night coming in. You've just been transported a decent way, yet it was in a flash. None of you have experienced it before.
Well, that's super handy. I hate to ask, Naratai, but do you have any more of that tea that you would be willing to part with?
I would, perhaps. We'll talk about it. As he begins to walk, seemingly into his home. Travel at night is not particularly safe. You are welcome to stay, or by your own means. As he begins to walk in. I know you all have just been completed a long rest, but we can sleep till the morning, because sleep is still a requirement.
Yeah, sure.
I'll sleep.
Yep.
I need that long rest. I didn't get it the first time.
Yep. So. Okay. I need to find my notes to see what's next in your fucking journey. That's the wrong page. What do I do with my notes? Anywhoosies, you all awaken, the rain and crickets having subsided with the morning. As you all kind of gather your things and step outside, you can see, as is always unfortunate, the fog rolling in through the Qatar Divide as it billows down from the Venbor Range. You can imagine this at least gives you the bearing of what you believe where Northwest would be, as that is the way the fog historically flows. So, are we all ready to set out following Naratai?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
As you all set out, here is the page I was looking for. It is a number of days' travel. 3, to be precise, because I'm assuming you guys are going to erect a tiny hut every time, and there is overall no pervasive threat that surrounds you. So you have about 3 days worth of things, or I should just say downtime, if you guys choose to utilize it for whatever you desire.
We are walking, correct?
You are traveling. I'm running with the assumption you're casting Water Walk. At times, it's strange. Everybody, well, I mean, I guess everybody give me a survival check just to have you roll some dice, because that's what D&D is about.
Where was that from last?
Or I will just say with advantage because this is over the course of 3 days for you to suss this out. Sorry.
Oh my god. 8.
7.
22.
You say with advantage?
Yes, this is over the course of 3 days. I'm just kind of giving you external information.
Natural 20 for 28.
Woo.
15.
Rox,
No, 15.
Rox, you as a trained Moore's Wayfinder, you're at times confused at the second day of your travel. And Drusk, you kind of knowing your general sense of direction and understanding Swamp, you're not traveling in a straight line south like you would have. At times, Naratai is guiding you north, and then through a rift in a tree. Sometimes he's guiding you west. You get the sense you're evading. He's evading places that are of danger to you. It is not a straight path necessarily, nor can he just rift to wherever he pleases. It's almost like there's a weave, a ley line, a route that undermines the entire Qatar divide.
Can I try to, as we walk along, kind of memorize the path?
You as a wanderer with your skill for geography, I believe, right?
Yes.
I will say, if you are provided with any form of paper, of which your teammates may be able to supply, you may actually draw a rudimentary map to find your way either back or through.
Does anybody have paper?
I think I got
Message.
Can I steal some from you?
I don't know how much you can draw on it. That'd be up to DM.
The paper is intended to be inscribed upon and used as if an animal messenger spell. You're free to use a couple sheets to draw a map on it if you really want to.
I have some beholder skin if you think you could draw on
Oh
that.
yeah, that actually sounds pretty cool. I could do that.
That's
That'll,
badass.
it'll last
Okay.
longer. Right?
We'll make like a leather map.
Yeah.
I'll give her one of my 2 patches of beholders.
Okay.
I'll
As
find
you-
some like charcoal along
As
our
you kind of
way.
travel, it's not hard. The wizards have charcoal in their component pouches.
Yeah.
As you kind of travel, Rox, you draw, trying to trace your steps as best you can. And you're asking Naratai every once in a while, like, okay, kind of showing him whereabouts did we end up after we've just gone through a rift, man. And he also is able to imbue, like, at first you started drawing, and you go to show it to him and ask, like, where are we on the rift? And he doesn't point to anything. There's nothing on the map because you've drawn the map to such a scale that you've gone off. So you kind of go over again, and you have to redo your map, trying to set it to a proper scale. And he gives you a sense of the scale that needs to be drawn to. Go ahead and make a cartographer's check for me. Just a straight wisdom check. Or survival check, sorry. It is akin to your survival, I believe.
Survival?
Yep.
Yeah, that's not the best. Certainly not the best. That's a 9. It's a big 9.
I will say, given your background feature, you're not necessarily going to fail at this. You're just not drawing the best map on the world.
It's just not the prettiest.
Well,
It's
I mean,
a little ugly.
it's kind of hard to map a swamp, so... Nonetheless, you are drawing a map on some beholder skin of your journey through the Qatar Divide.
Cool.
So, as 3 days goes by, unless anybody has anything they would particularly like to do, go ahead, Drusk.
I do, just based off of, just at night really quick, I have 75 gold pieces worth of herbs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that would get me 3 tinctures of healing.
It would.
And my primer on the essence of advanced tinctures.
Mm-hmm.
Would it get me a tincture of a greater healing?
What, for 75 worth of it?
Yeah, or would I think I'd need 100, wouldn't I?
You would. I truly don't remember what a greater healing is off the top of my freaking head.
Yeah, because I need half the value of the potion in herbs.
So you have 75,
Yes.
and a greater healing is 200.
Oh yeah, so I don't have enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you would
I'll make
need.
1 tincture of healing then.
Okay, very well. You may mark that down. I honestly don't know if I don't think I manually created them, so either mark that down and then remind me and I'll homebrew them, or if you just want to track them, that's up to you. If you want me to create them, let me know and I will create them happily.
in Zach's game, it's 150 gold pieces of herb for one higher tier potion.
Yeah, I've also meddled with the price of the potion a little bit.
Yeah.
So
And there's some revisions I undoubtedly need to make to that anyway. It's brewing potions is kind of a thing that they don't really define at all. There's a section on it, but it's not very in depth.
the only one that's ever really defined is regular healing potions, and that's just defined as half the value in herbs, and anything above regular, there's no real guidance on.
Yeah. Anywhoosies.
Cool. Thank you. So I have one tincture of healing.
Okay. Throughout your days of travel, each time resting in the tiny hut, there is no threat of any form. As you guys are traveling on your 4th day, which, by the way, I should probably mark this off since I'm trying to keep track of days over here. So, you're down 3 days.
I would say also for everyone that expended hit dice, make sure you actually take 3 long rests so
Yes.
you have all the hit dice back.
Yes. Do make sure to take multiple long rests so you have your hit dice back. Good looking out for everybody there.
Because you only get back per long rest at this level.
Quite
So,
right.
Oh, I'm good now. I have all my hit dice back.
As you guys are traveling through the woods on your 4th day, it's about afternoon, about 3, maybe 4 p.m. when you're following Naratai. And strangely, he stops.
Is something wrong?
They have come. As you, Drusk, realize that he's almost speaking out loud in Druidic as he's speaking out loud in Common at the same time. The winds are shifting. They have come for you.
Don't like that.
And they mean to, as he begins to kneel on the ground, he takes a knee, more or less. And you all begin to hear through the trees as again this almost croaking, groaning, heavy footsteps. It is again in every direction surrounding you, sourceless. Although you may make a perception check if you really want to divine a source. The DC is fucking high.
I would like to.
Sure.
23.
The DC is 25. I should have
Okay.
said it before.
No, it's fine.
As you see Naratai having taken this knee, looking only at the ground, you all standing as you hear these thudding footsteps, this creaking and groaning in the distance. Drusk, with your passive, or should I say that roll, and the fact that you are eminently spoken to first in Druidic, you're the first one to notice. This tree, not 15 feet from you, has a face. It's moving, and it's looming large over the 5-6 of you. As it kind of reaches out in Druidic and asks you purpose and intent.
I will reply that we are looking for a safe path to the edge of the swamp, and that our intent is to leave as small of a footprint as possible.
You watch as this... Now you all begin to notice as Drusk has transfixed himself on this tree. Each of you notice this tree indeed seems to have a face. Eyes that you previously didn't notice. The limb kind of descending, multiple arms, each branch acting almost as an arm. The leaves shifting ever slightly so. As it kind of shifts its head to Naratai, and you, being able to speak Druidic, intercept the idea that it's asking Naratai, this is true, what footprint has been left. Danger, if at all. Naratai replies in Druidic, not seemingly, no. Pain has been wrought by people like this before, but these helped me purge the old scourge. With this, you can see the treant kind of stands almost tall. And to you, Drusk and Druidic, you receive only an ask, a question, a favor, and protection granted to you should you take it.
I will answer, or I will ask, what is the favor? But I would like to try to make it sound not like, what's the favor, but like, hey, like, we're open to the idea of a favor.
There's this almost exchange, and this time it's not really words, it's feelings between Naratai and the treant. But you get the sense Naratai is running back over the pain he felt, the destruction roused upon whatever you could imagine his segment of the swamp might be, if he's maybe not responsible for all of it. There's replies in Druidic from these, now you see 2 treants, maybe 3. You're not certain which trees are awakened and which trees are just normal trees. But there's a reply in kind of relics left behind, destructive in their nature, and the desire for cleaning of them to go back to the old ways. And there's a reply from Naratai that spans, you can feel this wind almost strikes you as a timeline. And as you recall, Naratai spoke in seasons. This is the equivalency, you kind of putting together rough math, 100 years in seasons. There's an old rooted pain once again. But it turns back to you and asks if you would be willing.
I will acknowledge its question.
Okay, so
In common.
Yeah.
Apparently there's some other relics or destruction that's been over here, or I think close to about 100 years, and I want to know if we'll clear it for them in exchange for safe passage and guidance through their section of the swamp.
I think we
All
probably
right.
I don't think we have a choice.
I mean, yeah, I figured we didn't really have a choice, but like, I didn't want to make the decision for us, you know?
At this, the wind passes through Drusk, and you kind of get a reply as it understands your discussion, it just can't speak common. It gives you the freedom of a choice. You're free to not engage in this, should you choose not to.
I will. Yeah, I mean, I'm also not really sharing the whole conversation with the group. So yeah, I won't share that bit, and I'll just turn back to it, and then Druidic answer that will help it.
Okay. As it kind of, for the first time after standing tall, it kind of bends down. And while still looming about 15 feet over you, the mostly emotionless face of this treant, you can see what appears to be a smile. And as it kind of reaches out with its large branch, from it sprouts a small flower.
I will druid craft a flower in kind.
As they kind of wrap around each other.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I wasn't going for that. As your flower kind of nears the other, it releases the flower that's on its branch and stands back up. And you get a thank you in Druidic, and the winds shift, and Naratai feels it as well. Well, then, if you're going to make such ancient allies, it lies that way, as he stands and turns about 45 degrees off the path he was leading you on. I will help you in this.
Oh, fantastic. Are
Even
you
better.
you all ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay. So I'll kind of gather yourselves and steel yourself. For the purposes of the fact that we don't have a player here, I will go ahead and end the session here, with the unfortunate expectation that next session will likely start with combat again.
Just Jaeger him. We're fine.
It's not as fun. Trust me, I planned for this combat 2 sessions ago. We haven't gotten there yet. We've been going a lot slower than I thought, and I'm like, I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem with it. We're not losing days in game. We're just losing sessions or progress in sessions. So like, that's fine with me too.
Well, now that we have one, we can start a lot earlier now in the next. So
That's
we
true.
won't have to.
We
worry
could.
about-
It's still limited by I think what time Joel gets off work, but
Oh, true.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. We'll talk about it. I mean, we certainly have a little bit more leeway. If I'm prepared like I usually am, if I prepared like I was for today, I needed like 0 time between the games except for like to eat. So, if I'm on my game, I'll have next session just ready to go whenever you guys want to do it.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because now that we're down to 1 session right now.
Normally, I would love to go for 4 hours, and I hate running a bunch of 3-hour sessions, but whatever. We're down a player, and this combat probably would take a while anyway, because the first one sure did. Okay, well, thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
only level 6 now, right?
Welcome to the swamp. Not yet.
Dang.
Welcome to being guided through the swamp. You guys evaded a large number of combats. And if you make some treant friends, you might evade a large number more.
I am.
God, it's gonna kick so much fucking ass when I can make those.
Treants, yeah. Yeah, for now,
There we go.
treants make treants.
Soon, Drusk will make treants.
I gotta be honest. I was kind of expecting maybe if one of y'all, I'm showing off a stat block. It's worthless because you can't read it. This resolution. If one of y'all was gonna attack the treant, that would have been interesting.
I mean, we could have very easily burned that motherfucker to the ground.
It's true. I could do fireball right at it, just unprovoked.
Oh, yeah, it does have vulnerability. That'd be fun. Okay, well, thank you for joining me, guys.
Well, thanks.
Thank you.